पर ये व्यवसाय कर रहे हैं। वो राम मंदिर का निर्माण जो कि नरसिम्हा राव जी ने रामालय ट्रस्ट को सौंपा था, चारों शंकराचार्य और स्वामी रामानंदाचार्य के रामनिषाचार्य जी, 5 लोगों का रामालय ट्रस्ट बनाया, उसके हाथ में क्यों नहीं दिया? किसको दिया? विश्व हिंदू परिषद के हाथ में। और विश्व हिंदू परिषद के हाथ में देकर निर्मोही अखाड़ा जो पूरे तरीके से
10 मिनट नहीं 5 मिनट अतिरिक्त हो गए जो हमारे पास सूचना थी, 10 मिनट के लिए।
सर देखिए, आपने देखिए मेरे इस बारे में सर मेरी आप 5 मिनट का समय और दीजिए, 2 बातें मुझे और करना है।
आपको 5 मिनट दिया गया था, ऑलरेडी 10 मिनट हो गए हैं। 5 मिनट समय तय था आपके लिए।
देखिए बात यह है, बात यह है हमारे
अब कोई समय ही नहीं,
हमारे लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन का समय हमारे इसमें नहीं रखा जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो उनका अधिकार है।
अभी जो नियम तय है उसी के अनुसार चलेंगे। प्लीज आप कंक्लूड करें।
मैं आपसे कहना चाह रहा था कि पीपल्स रिप्रेजेंटेशन एक्ट का वायलेशन हो रहा है, उस पर कोई संज्ञान में नहीं लिया जा रहा है। मैं आपसे इतना कहना चाहता हूं कि आज तीसरा हथियार इनका है ईडी, आईटी, सीबीआई, एनआईए का। इसमें मोदी जी को कहते हैं मेरी गारंटी, मोदी गारंटी का एक आपको उदाहरण देना चाहता हूं। भोपाल के अंदर उन्होंने भाषण में कहा कि मेरी मोदी गारंटी, ये महाराष्ट्र के नेता, उन पर 70,000 करोड़ का घोटाला है, उनको मैं जेल भेजूंगा। लेकिन 3 दिन बाद क्या हुआ सभापति महोदय? जेल भेजने के बजाय उनको मुख्यमंत्री बना दिया गया। देवेंद्र फडणवीस कहते थे दादा चक्की पीसिंग, आज दादा जेल में नहीं, महाराष्ट्र के मंत्रालय में बैठकर मोदी जी गारंटी कर पीसिंग कर रहे हैं। मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं कि पूरी तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी एंटी पुअर है, शुरू से रही है, कोई नई बात नहीं है। पूरे कॉर्पोरेट्स के पक्ष में इनका पूरी रही है पूरा। और इसीलिए कि हमारे जो डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स में असमानता दूर करने का निर्णय था, उससे अलग अमीर और गरीब का असमानता बढ़ती चली जा रही है। मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, इसके बहुत सारी बातें हैं। और इसी के साथ साथ हमारे पूरे देश में जर्नलिस्ट, एक्टिविस्ट, जो वो लोग हैं, उनको जेल भेजा गया। I'll take 2 minutes more.
No, sir.
2 minutes, please, 2 minutes more. Sir, 2 minutes.
I've already given you
please,
12 minutes.
Sir, I have spoken to chairman, sir.
Sir, मैं उसके तहत ही समय दे रहा हूँ already.
Please, I'll take 2 minutes.
Conclude. No.
Only 2 minutes.
Please conclude.
Only 2 minutes. I'm concluding.
Conclude.
Sir, पूरे देश में एक्टिविस्ट, जर्नलिस्ट, स्टूडेंट्स, इनको अपराध लगाकर बेल नहीं दिया गया। क्या भीमा कोरेगांव के हो, सीए एनआरसी के हो, जेएनयू की, इनके सब के खिलाफ कार्रवाई की। मैं आपसे अंत में एक ही बात कहना चाहता हूं, इस देश एनडीए के अलायंस पार्टनर्स, बीजेपी के जो अलायंस पार्टनर्स हैं, उनके लिए मेरी एक जो कविता 1940 में लिखी गई थी, उसमें पढ़ के सर वो उसी में खत्म करें। वो पेस्टा मार्टिन न्यूमन ने लिखी थी। फर्स्ट दे केम फॉर द सोशलिस्ट and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist.
Thank you.
Then they came for communists. I was not a communist because I was not a communist, so I did not speak out.
Thank you.
Then they came for Jews. I was not a Jew, so I did not speak out. But when they came for me,
K.R. Suresh
there
Reddy
was no one left for.
माननीय श्री K.R. Suresh Reddy, please. माननीय K.R. Suresh Reddy, अब आपकी बात रिकॉर्ड पे जाएगी। आपकी बात रिकॉर्ड पे जा रही है। अब आपकी बात रिकॉर्ड पे जा रही है। K.R. Suresh Reddy.
Sir is talking, sir. चीफ के साथ बात कर रहे हैं।
Well, sir, my respect for the senior member, that's why I had
Please.
to wait.
Yes.
Sir, on behalf of the BRS party and myself, thank you, Chairman, sir, for giving me an opportunity to express my gratitude to the Honorable President for address to the joint session and to express my views on the motion of thanks. Chairman, sir, Deputy Chairman, sir, the President's address started with the new Parliament building and its magnificence and ended with the hope the Parliament would strengthen the aspirations of creating a new and healthy India. I would like to dwell on this particular subject Deputy Chairman, sir, as Parliament is the fulcrum of our democracy, and more so being the 75th year of our Republic, and with you being in the chair, it inspires me more to speak on its functioning, sir. So, as the most acceptable form for diverse and acquiring and aspiring new nation, the Parliament was formed in the summer of 1952, and the journey began. And today, when we look back to what our founding fathers conceived for a nation and for Parliament, it doesn't really augur well for us today, sir. The Honorable President's advice to create a new and healthy tradition says it all. These statistics confirm our concerns and bestows upon us to work to stop the deterioration, lest I have not the slightest doubt that this Parliament will be treated by the public outside with utter contempt. Unquote. Sadly, sir, the functioning and the statistics are literally getting us there. The functioning of the Parliament, if we see the first 5 years, we worked for 130. The first 5 years, 130. Today, in 2020, we had the shortest budget session since 1950. Budget session of 2023, sir, 75% of the budget session passed without discussion. And if you look at the monsoon session of 2023, 43% of the scheduled time was utilized. Sir, I'm speaking on this subject, stressing more on this subject, because from this very chair, I have seen the Honorable Chairman, the then Honorable Chairman, Shri Venkaiah Naidu Garu, expressing his anguish. We saw him breaking down. We saw his anguish in his tears. So more the reason, and also our present chairman, who has been inspiring us, guiding us, and his words, if I may quote, he said, our present chairman said, the legislature is the most impactful platform for reflection of all shades of opinions. Therefore, there is a need to be receptive to the other points of view. Consideration of the points of difference is essential, is what our chairman, sir, has been guiding us. The temples of democracy meant for dialogue, deliberations, debate, and discussions are these days hotbeds of disturbance and disruptions. As a consequence, Parliament and legislatures are fast surging into irrelevance. Sir, now this is an anguish expressed not only here. You have been the Deputy Chairman, sir. We have seen the presiding officers conference happening every year. The presiding officers of various state assemblies have been expressing similar sentiment. So the Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha has very explicitly said that the matter cannot be left only for a discussion there, but action should be taken. So it is a time for legislative reforms, parliamentary reforms, and like I said, more so in the 75th year of our republic, the reforms which would come in, I would treat that as India's republic moment, because this house has to stay alive to the needs and aspirations of our people. So I have a few suggestions, sir, in this regard. The suggestions, Chairman, sir, यहाँ बहुत गर्मी होती है क्योंकि वक्त कम रहता है. हर कोई मुझे वक्त कम है, मुझे वक्त कम है, मुझे वक्त कम है. ये शिकायत आपको काफ़ी सुनाई देती है, sir. So why don't we increase the number of days? The working days of Parliament, the working days of legislatures, let it be increased क्योंकि diversity है, regional parties more and more are coming in. So for them to reflect their ideas, the number of working days should be increased, sir. I was told that in some matured parliaments, the opposition decides the agenda for a day. वो भी आप मौका दीजिए. Let the opposition come and set the agenda for a day. That will be something innovative, creative, and also responsibility lies even on that side equally to ensure that the conduct of the business for the day would be completed, sir.
या तो आवाज नहीं है ना हमारा.
Abhi, right, sir, private members bill. Private members bill is not just laid so easily. There is a lot of work which the MP's office goes through. बहुत तकलीफ से, बहुत जो constituencies में फिरते, देश में फिरते, संसद, when they acquire all this information, which is not there, which would be good for the country, they come in the form of private members' bills. Earlier, there were instances of private members' bills being accepted. There were instances, I would not like to quote all, but there are instances, sir. So, I would suggest that private members' bills may be taken seriously, let them be debated, let the ruling party not stand on prestige. If something good is coming from this side, kindly accept it. Sir, I mean, a mature democracy like the UK, I was told that they have what they call it a free bill, a free voting on a bill. This was suggested by one of our former chairman, Ansari Saab. He said, other than money bills, other than bills relating to toppling the government, let there be a free will, as it is happening in the UK, where there is no whip issue. The members can debate on the bill. The ruling party should be free enough without a whip to express their opinion against the bill given by the minister. So this way, the bureaucratic dependence of the government will start reducing. The realistic approaches and the real needs of the people could be reflected through the bills in the parliament, sir. If this is accepted, this could be a very good norm for discussion. Then we look at the committees, sir. Now the committees, jab baar jate, everybody says these are mini parliaments. I would say they are major parliaments. Kyunki wahan kuch dissidence nahi rehta. There is a very good consensus. There is a very free flow of opinion. So where the subject is the criteria. Now this is where the committees help the parliament and through parliament help the government. But unfortunately, the statistics speak otherwise. The statistics say, sir, in the 17th Lok Sabha, only 14 bills have been referred for further examination, that is till the budget session of 2023. As little as 25% of the bills introduced were referred to the committees in the 16th Lok Sabha. When you compare to 71% and 60% referred by the 15th and the 14th Lok Sabha respectively. Now this indicates a declining trend of national legislation being subjected to expert scrutiny. So I would advise that the committees, which are a core strength, may be utilized much more. So bills passed and the rules not being framed. इतना गर्मा गर्मी में आप bills pass करके ले जाते हैं बाहर, मगर उसके rules frame होते नहीं. आप देख रहे हैं subordinate legislation committee के सामने कई वक्त आते रहता है कि अभी rules not framed. So this is something which the government needs to seriously look at, sir. I mean, bills are sacrosanct. Now, Abhi Vijay Reddy Sahab, he was talking about the AP reorganization bill. Yes, AP reorganization bill has been passed 10 years ago. It was passed not merely as a bill. It was passed due to the pressure of the struggle, due to the sacrifice of the people of Telangana, who have been fighting for a separate statehood. Kafi log, people have sacrificed their lives. A lot of employees have lost their jobs. People have left different countries, the good opportunities to come and fight for the cause of Telangana, which was led by our leader KCR ji. Now, 10 साल हुए वो bill pass होके, आज भी लोक सभा, राज्य सभा में questions come कि what are the assurances, what are the promises, they are not fulfilled. They are referred to the assurances committee. The other day, Keshav Rao Saab and myself, we had to with such a heavy heart, we had to look into the review of the bills passed but not implemented in the 10th year, that is the final year. So आप कुछ ना कुछ एक sunset clause लगाइए कि भाई आप 10 साल में खत्म करना है तो खत्म कर दीजिए. अगर करने का नहीं है, come back to the house. If there's a problem, come back to the house. So this is how the effectiveness of any bill, of any legislation would help the sanctity of this house and also the people of the country at large, sir. Of course, we have seen, for example, the farmers' bills being withdrawn. अगर farmer bills आप committee को भिजाते So, things would have been different, but you learnt it the bitter way. Lok sacrifice way, you have to come down on your prestige and eventually apologize and say, I'm taking back the bills. That wouldn't have happened if the parliament had functions to its full set principles. Unfortunately, that did not happen, sir. So another major aspect which is troubling us is the anti-defection. Now, anti-defection may last many years, we are seeing how anti-defection is being evaded. Now, I would not like to blame any institute or any person, but the system itself has got that lukana which has to be cleared up. We have seen how anti-defection is evolving to get over the 10th schedule, to get over the problem of anti-defection, how parties are acting in that way. We have seen now, apart from individual shifting parties, now we have to look at this aspect where alliances are formed for elections, alliances fight the elections, and after the election, alliances break up. Wouldn't that reflect as a vote? Wouldn't that reflect as a defection? Wouldn't that go as against the spirit of the persons who have elected them? Because जब दो पार्टी मिलके चुनाव लड़े और चुनाव के बाद अलग-अलग हो जाते हैं, तो definitely this also attracts anti-defection, in my view. So और हम क्या ये सब मुद्दे कोर्ट को ले जा रहे हैं? And when we go to the court, Deputy Chairman, sir, we have seen how overburdened they are. We have seen instances of the Chief Justice of India breaking down. He says, I don't have the infrastructure to tackle so many cases. When they are so overburdened, why do you send it? क्यों ना हमारे एक committee constitute करिए, which keeps looking into it? Why new committee? Why not committee on law and justice? Why can't they keep saying, you kindly give the mandate to them? आप देखिए anti-defection कैसा evolve हो रहा है और उसके क्या-क्या amendments लाना चाहिए. They'll keep working on it. We have very eminent people here, senior lawyers, well experienced in public life. Who better than them to help us, guide us? So this is the area where, in my opinion, sir, we should see. So the other aspect of utilizing the platform, for example, Manipur. Now, Manipur has been in news, national news, local news, international news, demands from this side, demands from that side. There's a solution for this, sir. We have the Honorable President. Why not utilize the office of the President? Why not the President address the Assembly of Manipur? If she addresses the Manipur Assembly, that would give a healing touch. She will be the catalyst of bringing all the forces. She will give a leverage. She can create a platform on which the government can progress further on that, sir. But we are losing these opportunities. I have seen, sir, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam addressing various assemblies. I have seen him addressing my assembly in Andhra Pradesh. He just didn't come and speak. He came with a development 10 charter development plan, and the plan was given to the government. The government said they will fulfill it, and the speaker said, we will refer it to the assurance committee if you don't fulfill it. So that is the strength of legislation, sir, which unfortunately हम बहुत दूर से डरते legislation के बारे में बात करते हैं जब इतनी ताकत हमारे पास है. तो इसकी इस्तेमाल करिए, ये होना चाहिए. So here, sir, in the 75th year of Republic, the legislation. Then comes a diverse country like India. It needs planning. And planning doesn't mean just one plan. Planning, keeping the diversity of our country. So now we have the Niti Aayog doing this for us. Because planning is what kind of strengthens the federal structure of our country, sir. Every state has got different views, different needs. And that can be done only through planning, sir. So in my humble submission, sir, I would say that you need to strengthen the planning. Because earlier I have seen, when the earlier planning commission was there, chief ministers used to come to Delhi, sit before the planning commission, express their views. Planning commission used to advise them, aapke yahan ye kami hai, ye kami hai. I have seen my chief minister then, Chenna Reddy Garu, coming here, after explaining it to the planning commission, I am from a Naxal-affected area, I need special funds. Naxalism cannot be treated as law and order, it has to be treated as a socio-economic problem. Planning commission was impressed. Over and above the plan, they allocated funds which they could utilize in the Naxal-affected areas to bring in development. So today with Niti Aayog, Telangana government said, Niti Aayog approved and said, let them give them 5,000 crores for our Mission Bhagirath and also funds for the other development programs, sir. But unfortunately, the suggestions from Niti Aayog were not honored. So where is Niti Aayog now? The government didn't honor it. You made it toothless organization, which doesn't augur well for us. So with the diversity what this country has, the planning what is required, it not just Niti Aayog or planning commission, you need planning boards at the district level. हर जिले का एक ताकत है और उसकी मजबूती क्या है, वो अगर जिले बोर्ड्स में आप रखेंगे, जिले बोर्ड, स्टेट बोर्ड, नीति आयोग, you link it up, that is when the development will come in, sir. नहीं तो देखिए आज कई records बताया गया वो what you call it, the inequality, 1990 से अभी देखे तो sir, what is shocking is 50% of Indians who had wealth of almost 11% of wealth in 1990, जो bottom of the pyramid है, जो गरीब से गरीब है, they controlled 11% of wealth, and in 2020 their wealth dwindled to 6%. While you are talking about the fifth largest economy, fine, but where is it going? Why are the majority of the Indians getting poorer and poorer? Because of the planning. जिले प्लानिंग बोर्ड से शुरू करिए, फिर आप नीति आयोग के बारे में बात करिए. इनकम डिस्पैरिटीज रूरल अर्बन में सब हो रहा है सब. एंड सर, and finally, of course, sir, the farming. One major thing for the farming today, farmer का एक issue आता है सर. तो farmer issue 5 मंत्रालयों में जाता है. Finance Ministry for credit loans, your Commerce Ministry for other permissions, WTO. You have what you call it, the Food Ministry for the FCI control, the GMO for, but the Environmental Ministry and Government of India keeps control of the Essentials Commodity Act. एक किसान के समस्या के लिए 5-6 मिनिस्ट्रीज है सर. एक से एक कभी टैंडम में काम नहीं होता है, कोऑर्डिनेशन नहीं होता है. So my suggestion is, sir, in the 75th year of India's Republic, see the farmer who constitutes the majority, create the post of a deputy prime minister, taking care of farming because he will have the teeth. Let all the ministries which are dealing with farming be constituted with the farmer, and that would be the India's movement, sir. जब किसान गर्व से कह सकता है कि मेरे काम 2 मिनट में होता है. नहीं तो कॉमर्स मिनिस्टर बोलता है कि खरीफ में आप दान मत डालिए, फिर रबी में होते मुझे दान चाहिए, दान डालिए. ये कोई स्विगी सर्विस नहीं होता ना सर, कि आपको जब चाहिए खाना लाए, जब चाहे दान दे, तो वो चलता नहीं. So, and this is no what you call it Chandrayaan science. This is Chandrasekhar's formula. Our Chief Minister KCR has done this. Bundelkhand, Rayalaseema, parts of Orissa, parts of Rajasthan, they were all declared as designated drought-prone areas. It is only Telangana in 2020 stood out not only out of drought-prone, but became the #1 state in the country earning the highest per capita income. So keeping this in view, I would only suggest, sir, just a couple of 2 further demands, sir, with your kind permission. There is a request that a bench of the Supreme Court may be constituted. So why not in South India? So kindly look at Hyderabad. और मैं हिंदी में कह रहा चाह रहा हूँ साहब का भाई हिंदी को जबरदस्ती मत डालिए. हिंदी अगर मन से बोलना चाहेंगे, अगर दिल से बात करना चाह रहे तो बात करने दीजिए, मगर जबरदस्ती आप हिंदी में पढ़िए, हिंदी में ये कानून की बात करिए, तो ये जरा बहुत तकलीफ होने वाली बात है. So with these words, Deputy Chairman sir, I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. धन्यवाद माननीय श्री के.आर. सुरेश रेड्डी जी. माननीय श्री A.D. सिंह जी. माननीय श्री A.D. सिंह.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman sir, for allowing me to speak on this important motion of thanks by the Honorable President. The Honorable President, in the beginning of our address, which is actually the document of the government of the day, has enumerated a lot of achievements and development work which has taken place in the country in the last decade. On listening it appears that the whole of India is on a development path and there is prosperity everywhere. But let us take the situation in Bihar. Bihar is also part of India and there is hardly any development in the life of the common man. The government of Bihar was asking for a special category which is yet to be given to them. Secondly, the Honorable President has definitely talked about India, but what about Bharat, where we are feeding 80 crore people, and we can understand the kind of lowering of their dignity, and उनको हम लोग ने याचक बना दिया है। तो जहाँ तक माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया ने बताया है कि हर चीज़ ठीक हो गया है, वैसा नहीं था। और अगर आप बिहार के नए सरकार का हम देखें तो हमारे रिस्पेक्टेड मुख्यमंत्री जी फ्रॉम मेनी ईयर्स हैज़ टर्न्ड अ ब्लाइंड आई टू द concept of prohibition, where we are losing because they have created a liquor mafia where at least the state is losing 15 से 20 हजार करोड़. And of course, and also the sand mafia. So अगर special category हमें नहीं मिल रहा है तो अगर केंद्रीय सरकार उनको प्रेशर देके realities of life बताए तो वो पैसा हमारे स्टेट कॉफर्स में आएगा और हम को फिर स्पेशल कैटेगरी के पैसे की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, बिकॉज आई फील दैट वी आर लूजिंग एटलीस्ट 40,000 करोड़ बाय क्रिएटिंग सैंड माफिया एंड द लिकर माफिया इन द स्टेट. एंड चूंकि अब ये ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर देख रहे हैं पूरे हिंदुस्तान को, और ऐसे भी फेडरल गवर्नमेंट तो हमारा है नहीं, यूनिटरी गवर्नमेंट है, तो एक कमेटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट हो, जाके देखे कि वहाँ पर सचमुच प्रोहिबिशन है या घर घर अवेलेबल है मेड टू ऑर्डर विथ एनी ब्रांड. और जहाँ तक 25 करोड़ लोगों को जहाँ तक बताया गया है कि ये पॉवर्टी लेवल से ऊपर हो गए हैं, तब भी हम लोग को 80 करोड़ लोगों को क्यों फीड करना पड़ रहा है. और दूसरी बात देखिए, देयर इज नॉट अ सिंगल वर्ड अबाउट मणिपुर इन द एड्रेस. There is no respite from violence in the state for 10 months. It appears that the central government does not care about the fate of Manipur, especially the hill tribes who are spending desperate times in difficult conditions for the past 8 months. और एक आर्म्ड प्रिविलेज ग्रुप है जो वहाँ पर शॉट्स कैरी ऑन कर रहा है, और जब सरकार उसको देख रही है अंडर आर्टिकल 355, then it's all the responsibility of the central government to come in terms with, to bring peace there. The Kuki MLAs are not attending assembly session as they fear for their life. There is no democracy in Manipur. Now the Home Minister says that he will go for fencing of the borders of states of India and Myanmar to travel. No, there is no democracy. Now the Home Minister wants to fence the 1643-kilometer border with Myanmar and the free movement regime, which allows the citizen of bordering states of India and Myanmar to travel up to 16 kilometers on each other's territory without visa, will be reconsidered. This move is against the interest of Mizoram, Nagaland, who have opposed it. It is high time that these issues in the state be resolved. The new policy also has foreign policy implications and will end PM's Act East and BIMSET integration, Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation. Now coming to India's relation with the neighboring countries. Honorable Jaishankar ji told recently, every country has problem in its neighborhood. At the end of the day, neighbors need each other. Currently, India's relationship with the neighbor is very worrisome. That we have seen in Maldives. We have also already have strained relationship with Pakistan and Taliban in Afghanistan. India was having a very cordial relationship with Nepal and Bhutan. About 2 years back, China had attacked Doklam in Bhutan. After a couple of small fights, India backed off to some extent. At the same time, Bhutanese king requested India to stay away from Bhutan and started a very fairly good relationship with China. The ongoing border negotiation between Bhutan and China has led to a new dimension of Indo-Bhutan relationship. The Chinese are pressurizing them that the Indian army contingent which is based there should be returned back to India. Occasionally, China is grabbing small land portions in Bhutan, and India is not able to intervene to prevent China's violation of Bhutanese territory. There are reports that China influence is increasing in Doklam area, and it acquires a strategic position there. It will be very worrisome for India if we have so far as a chicken neck is concerned, because that will stall our movement to northeast. Through its money and economic power, China is influencing Sri Lanka by gifting soft loans. At present, out of the total debt of Sri Lanka, it owes 52% to China. In Nepal also, China is exerting pressures in many ways. With Bangladesh, the Chinese exports have multiplied 16 times in the last 2 decades. Today, China is the largest trading partner of Bangladesh. Myanmar is also under the influence of China. China has renewed its interest in the Chinese Myanmar economic corridor, which will undermine India's advantage in the region. The inability of the government to manage Manipur crisis and a decision to fence the boundary with Myanmar, along with the free movement regime, will further stress the Indo-Myanmar relations. Cybercrime. In paragraph 14 of the address, it has been maintained that Digital India has made the life and business easier in India. Today, 46% of the world's total real-time digital transaction takes place in India, but at the same time, there is a quantum jump of 55% in cybercrime related to cheating cases as compared to last year. Maximum cases are related to job fraud, followed by online purchase frauds. Cases are also increasing in other categories of cybercrime. Innocent people are losing crores of rupees to these cybercrime frauds. The police do not seem to be well equipped in deal with these crimes, and detention of the conviction rate is very poor. Something has to be done urgently. RBI has taken action against Paytm, but there is a need to look at what value many of these digital middlemen are adding. Why can't the government not promote its own UPI backbone and BHIM application besides PSU bank application? We do not need middlemen. Oil. Petrol prices have increased 45% since 2014, diesel price 70% since 2014. Increased fuel prices are affecting the lives of citizens. The fuel prices were last revised in April 22 when the price of crude was $114 per barrel. Since then, there is no change in the fuel prices. The current financial year, the average crude price was between $93 to $77 per barrel, average being 78.19. Now the crude oil price is $80 per barrel. The oil companies are earning a lot of profit. Government is earning through tax. Why not this profit be passed on to the citizens in India by reducing the fuel prices? What has happened to the market-linked pricing policy in petroleum sector? Prices are not allowed to increase before election, but intensity is also not allowed to fall within the given and to give relief to the people. Cost overruns of the infrastructure projects. Para 15 of the address talks about record investments in physical infrastructure during the last 10 years in various areas. The report of the statistics and program implementation has pointed out that out of the 1,820 infrastructure projects worth 150 crores and above, 431 were reported cost overrun and 848 projects were delayed. 431 cost overrun projects amounted to 4.84 lakh crores. Out of this 848 delayed projects, 202 have overall delays in the range of 1 to 12 months. 200 have been delayed for 13 to 24 months. 323 have 25 to 60 months delay, and the 123 projects have been delayed for more than 60 months. The average time overrun of these 848 projects stood at 36.5 months. However, does it reflect upon the good governance and efficiency of the government in taking up the country to the path of development? We are back to square one. And of course, we have to believe that the corruption in contracting has ended. Ram Raj hai. Empowering Panchayat. Over 65% of the country's population lives in rural area. The performance of Panchayati Raj institutions is therefore critical for achieving the development goals of any government. There are more than 2.5 lakh panchayats in the country. However, the financial constraints have not allowed the Panchayat Raj institutions to realize their potential. The institutions have very limited financial powers and almost fully dependent on government support. They generate very less revenue from the local taxes and fee. The reluctance of the state governments providing financial support in affecting the performance of the local bodies. It is well accepted fact that the decentralization yields better outcome. The leaders and the officials at local levels are in a better position to design and execute projects based on local levels. A mechanism needs to be developed to give local bodies to predictable and meaningful flow of revenue. This will help them plan and execute the programs effectively. Education. Education is the most important for the development of any country. Para 32 of the address mentions the implementation of the new education policy. It also says that to improve the quality of education in government is running PM Shri Vidyalayas. There are 14.9 lakh schools, 75 lakh teachers, and 26.5 crore students in the country. According to the National Achievement Survey 2021, the learning level of students have shown a gradual decline over the years. The Nationalist Annual Status Education Report 22 by Pratham Foundation provides snapshots of children's schooling and learning throughout India. In many states, the students in higher classes like 3rd, 5th, and 8th classes are unable to read text and perform arithmetic tasks taught in class 2. The understanding of arithmetic is higher. In higher class 8 students is quite low. Around 35% of the class 8 students were unable to perform division or subtraction meant for class 2. There is an urgent need to look at the standard of education in the country. अब मैं अपना समाप्त करने के लिए अटल बिहारी जी का एक कविता पढ़ता हूँ. जो कल थे वो आज नहीं हैं, जो आज है वो कल नहीं होंगे. होने न होने का कर्म यूं ही चलता रहेगा. हम हैं, हम रहेंगे, या भ्रम भी हमेशा पलता रहेगा. थैंक यू.
माननीय सदस्य जॉन ब्रिटास.
Thank you, Madam. I am little sad that Honorable Rashtrapati Ji has been made to read out the election manifesto of BJP. As expected, there has been mention about Ayodhya thrice. And in all the speeches, without Ayodhya, without Prime Minister, no speech is completed from the treasury benches. Sudhamshu Trivedi ji, he spoke about astrophysics, Veda, science, everything. Sudhamshu ji, where he has gone? See, after all, he is only a Trivedi. There is a Chaturvedi sitting here. She should be more authoritative about such Vedic sciences. See, Madam, we are passing through very difficult times. The astrologers will teach you science. Government will teach you technology. Technology sahi hai na? Government will teach you technology. Amit Shah ji and Arif Muhammad Khan together will teach you harmony between states and center. I am not with you. This is it. Sir, all of a sudden, BJP has become law-abiding. जितना बार बोल रहे सुप्रीम कोर्ट का बारे में. Even during the Pran Pratishtha, there was a reference to Supreme Court. Are they inflicted with selective amnesia? They are indeed. What did the Supreme Court say in its verdict? An honorable judge who presided over the bench is a member of this House. I rarely see him. Today I saw him for 2 minutes, but he disappeared. I wanted to speak about that. Is it not a fact the same Supreme Court said there was a conspiracy, calculated act, and egregious violation? It further said the desecration in 1949 leading to the ouster of Muslims and its eventual destruction on December 6 constituted a serious violation of rule of law. किसने किया? राजीव साहब, आप लोग ने किया. All of a sudden they forget about it. I mean, they forget about the Supreme Court verdict. Now, see the sad predicament of this country. I will come to you, Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji. I will come to you. His colleague, who is supposed to be a candidate in a constituency, is busy crowning Mary Mada in Trichy. Mary Mada. See, Amarji, I will tell you. At the same time, Amarji's problem is that he is part of a bipolar political party. Bipolar a political party. You object, please object. I have spoken to Mr. Pandit, that's what I am telling you. Sir, they all speak about Ram. Arey, hamara bhi hai Ram. Aapka thodi hai. Ram belongs to us also. See, my Ram is Mahatma Gandhi's Ram. Of compassion, of harmony and love. You also have a Ram. You also have a Ram. But there is a prefix to that. You know what is the prefix? Their Ram is Nadu Ram. That is a farak. That is the difference between our Ram and your Ram. Sir, nowadays we cannot distinguish between the Prime Minister and the High Priest. Whether our Prime Minister is a High Priest or the High Priest is a Prime Minister. If there is a political program, it will be turned into a religious program. If it is a religious program, it would be turned into a political program. They all accused us of staying away from Ayodhya Pran Pradishta. What did the Shankaracharyas did? Will you send ED and CBI after Shankaracharyas? All of them stayed away because they didn't want to be part of this political drama which you are trying to whip up there in Ayodhya. Sir, madam, let me just say one thing. Mahatma Gandhiji in Harijan precisely wrote about them, sir. Precisely wrote about them. To repeat Ramanama and to follow the way of Ravana is actual practice worse than useless. It is sheer hypocrisy. One might deceive oneself or the world, but one could not deceive the Almighty. You cannot deceive Lord Rama, because though you are harping on Rama, your only intention is to reap political benefits, nothing else. Madam, the situation in this country, it's vitiated. You would be surprised, madam. A professor in a organization, in an institute, posted in her social media account that she is proud of Godse for saving India. This is because you are inspiring the academics to say that. Can you ever think about such a situation, say 5 years back in this country? This is where the country has been taken off. Madam, today is 5th. Yesterday was 4th. There is a significance for 4th. You know what is 4th significance? February 4th? That was the day Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, our hero, your hero, Sardar Patel banned RSS. Just on the eve of this day. You understand that? And one more thing. I was so sad to see the Honorable Rashtrapati being paraded behind a Shankol. Is it a modern democratic country, madam? Is it not a fact that Sardar Patel would be turning in his grave because he was instrumental in dumping Shankol, Simhasan, crown to redeem this country from all these monarchies? You want to take back this country to the monarchy era. Shortly, Mr. GC, the Sirbai, you will see a Simhasan here. The parliament would be turned into it. I am always afraid. I am always afraid when the Prime Minister prostrate in front of an organization or institution. Prime Minister, when he took charge as the Prime Minister, he came and prostrated on the steps of Parliament. Kadam kar diya Parliament. Wherever he prostrate, kadam kar rahe. If he calls Mitrom, there is going to be a misery for the people. You know that. What happened during the demonetization. So, you are doing injustice to Mr. Sardar Patel by bringing back Shankol and Simhasans. And of course, the clowns also will be back because palace clowns were there. Naturally, when monarchy comes, Rajiv Saab, palace clowns also will come back. Sir, it's an insult to Republic, of course. Sir, the moment the Kerala, where is Mr. Javadekar ji? Raji Chandrasekhar ji is very active. It's said that he is going to be contesting from Kerala. Thank you, sir. Welcome. We are very happy that he should come. He should listen to the music of the people of Kerala. That is what we want him to do. So, instead of giving everything to Mr. Muralidharan, you also should come there. Sir, madam, the point is very simple. Sabka saath, sabka vikas. सभी वक्त को ये सुन के तंग हो गया. किसका साथ है? आप लोग किसका साथ है? किसका साथ है? आपने मेरे साथ है ना? आपने प्राण प्रतिष्ठा किया. I don't want to dispute about प्राण प्रतिष्ठा because these are times when human beings will have to give प्राण to gods. That is it. But the primary responsibility of the Prime Minister is to give प्राण to the citizens, not the gods. He should obviously stick to his duties. He should go to Manipur and conduct a Pran Pratishtha for the citizens. That should be done first. Instead of that, don't create political drama to just get some votes. Viplo Babu, I know you are nodding your head. You are in agreement with me. You cannot dispute me. I know that. Sir, madam, now the pastime of BJP, RSS, is dismantling institutions. Institution after institutions are dismantled. We all talk about सुरेश रेड्डी ने बोल दिया ये पार्लियामेंट के बारे में अभी क्या डिबेट चल रहे कोई perusal bills due diligence से what happened to the standing committees कुछ हो रहे प्रियंका मैडम कुछ हो रहे she has not even
Virendra Prasad Paisya.
Thank you, sir. Given me opportunity to speak on the motion. Sir, on behalf of my party president, Atul Vora, and on behalf of my party, Assam Gana Parishad, I raise here today to support the motion of vote of thanks address given by Her Excellency President of India. Sir, this is the first speech, first address of Honorable President of our country in this new building when our country is observing 75 years of adoption of our Constitution. So last 10 years, sir. Because I am not getting much time, I am getting very small time. So within this limitation of the time, I like to pinpoint successful achievement of our government, sir. Sir, in this critical time, world is passing through the critical time. What is, sir?
No.
Oh, testing. Sir, I can get some extra time also, no, sir, because I got some minus, sir.
You
Sir,
speak.
Today, world economy is passing through a very critical time. Leading countries like China, Germany, France, United States of America, facing the trouble of the economic growth, sir. In this critical time, sir, India economy is doing fantastically beautifully, sir. It is not my version, sir. It is recognized by the International Monetary Fund. It is recognized by United Nations of India, and it is reflected by the motion of the World Bank. Sir, in this critical time, when we are facing about the situation like China, Germany, USA, at the time our economic growth is more than 7.5%. This is the achievement. This is the wonderful leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and who is the driving seat. Under his leadership, India is very well in economy. Sir, I am going to speak about our external affairs policy. Indian external affairs policy is recognized by the world. It is supported by all leading nations, sir. And it is the proud moment for every Indian. Being an Indian, I feel proud under the leadership, after the successful ending of the G20, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, under the chairmanship of India, Indian position globally stand in very high position. Sir, we have a very good relation with the Africa. Father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi started his struggle from the Africa, sir. And under the leadership of Narendra Modi, under the chairmanship of India, African country got seat in the G Summit, and this is the great leadership of our country, and this is our very fantastic relation with the African country, sir. Sir, I am from northeastern region, sir. Many people have spoken about the Manipur, sir. Sir, without going to Manipur, it is very easy to criticize the situation of Manipur, sir. Without going to Manipur, it is very easy to criticize the situation, sir. But this is the only government, sir. Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji came Manipur for 3 days, sir. Earlier, no Home Minister is visited more than 1 day, sir. and our Home Minister Amit Shah visited and camped Manipur is 3 days, sir. Sir, try to understand the situation of the Manipur, sir. Don't do politics about Manipur, sir. It is the duty of every political party. It is the duty of every Indian citizen to sincerely think about the permanent solution of the Manipur instead of doing politics, sir. Sir, Indian economic condition, I have already told, sir. Last year, we have spent more than 12,000 crore for infrastructure development of our country, sir. In the recent budget, Honorable Prime Minister in her interim budget proposed 1,100 crores for the infrastructure development of our country, sir. It is known to every, sir. It is known to everybody. India now is the leading mobile producer country of the world, sir. This is achievement. We should recognize, instead of criticize all the time, we have to recognize the achievement also, sir. Sir, beauty of Northeastern region is just God-gifted. Beauty of the Northeastern region is God-gifted, sir. This beauty not created by Narendra Modi. This beauty is not created by NDA government. When UPA was there, at that time of beauty of Northeastern region was stand there, beauty of Northeastern region, beauty of Assam was there. But, sir, you have to look after the data. If you have to look after the data, you have seen the domestic and international tourists visiting Northeastern right is very high, sir. Percentage is increasing like anything, sir. This is due to the peaceful situation of Northeastern region. I am very proud. I am very proud. I am from Northeastern region, sir. And I very proudly say, now Northeastern region is the one of the states of our country, which is the most peaceful situation of the country. And due to this peaceful situation and due to this infrastructure development, can you imagine? Sir, can anybody imagine? 20 years back, there is only one flight from Guwahati to Delhi. There is no direct flight Guwahati to Delhi, sir. If there is a flight, only one flight India, coming Guwahati to Patna, Patna to Delhi, sir. Now, there is a 22 regular flighting from Guwahati to other parts of the country. This is the achievement. And due to the peaceful situation, due to the improvement of infrastructure situation, tourism is coming our country. Tourism is going. Sir, I am an Indian, sir. Every Indian should be proud because India is the only country of world. India is my India, my Bharat, is the only country of the world whose flag, our national flag,
sir, please conclude, sir.
Southern pole of the moon, sir. I salute our scientists, sir. We must salute our scientists. Equally, we must give compliments to our government for this achievement, sir. Sir, if I'll be happy, give me 1 minute time, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this is the scenario, sir. Sir, we are speaking about the sports development of our country, sir. This year, in Asian Games in China, for the first time, Indian athletes got more than 100 medals, sir. Our para-athletes, they have got more than 100 medals, sir. This is due to the facility provided by our government for the infrastructure development, sports development in our country, sir. Sir, again, we are speaking about the Manipur. We are speaking about the Northeastern region. Again, I must compliment Honorable Prime Minister of the country because NDA government Narendra Modi government, under his leadership, first sports university of India is established is Manipur. This is the great recognized to the northeastern region. This is the great recognized to the Manipur. We are speaking of the Manipur, but reality, Modi is doing for betterment of Manipur. And I'm equally very happy to see when you have seen the tally of our athletics, how many medals our players getting. If you've seen it, then you have seen. Sir, I am speaking. Madam, I speak of northeastern region. Allow me. If you're going to see the medal tally of Asian Games, if you're going to see the medal tally of Para-Asian Games, you people will be delighted. You people will be happy because many medals getting athletes from the northeastern region, athletes from Manipur, athletes from Assam, because this is the commitment of Narendra Modi government. Because only for this present, this government established women first sports university in the Manipur. With this, sir, I request everybody, try to understand situation of Manipur from the heart, sir. I request everybody, don't do politics about the Manipur. You have to work everybody above the political thinking.
Thank you, sir.
Because we have to work sincerely to resolve the issue of Manipur. With this, thank you very much.
I'll give you. Don't worry. Mohammad Narimul Haq is there?
Yes, he is here.
Huh?
Again, sir.
Mohammad Narimul Haq.
Sir, thank you very much for allowing me to speak on the motion of thanks of the President. Sir, the Honorable President, in her address, mentioned Amrit Kal thrice and Vikshit Bharat 7 times. These phrases make good media bites. But I would like to know from the Union government, because let's be clear, it is the government which has written the speech. What exactly do these terms mean? Are there any concrete definitions? In the face of these vague terms, let me give you some hard facts. The President said in a speech, now for the first time, and I quote her, now for the first time in our lives, we are witnessing the eradication of poverty on a massive scale, unquote. So what about the 15 crore people in India who are still poor? And this number is based on their report. I can speak for 10 minutes on why the methodology for calculating this number is wrong. The actual number is much higher, but let's go with it. If 15 crore people are poor, then why does the government keep on harping about how it is giving free rations to 80 crore poor people? Is this Amrit Kal? And for the poorest of the poor, you further push them into poverty for political vendetta. In states where you can't win democratically, you deliberately starve them of funds. This fiscal federal terrorism, 21 lakh poor Manrega workers haven't been paid for 2 years. Rupees 6,900 crores is owed to Bengal for Manrega alone. Another rupees 9,300 crore for Awas Yojana. Rupees 7,000 crore for paddy procurement. So overall dues worth are over 1 lakh crores. I, sir, was listening to my colleague here, and I was seeing that the Treasury branch are laughing away. So to them, they should hear the voice of the people. I say that कहकों में नहीं, आंसुओं में पलते हैं, वो इनकलाब जो ज़माने का रुख बदलते हैं. You want to deprive Bengal, but even then, our government under Mamata Banerjee will keep working for the people. The Bengal government will release all the Manrega dues owed to 21 lakh people from our own state funds. Please learn from Bengal. Bengal is better than BJP states in poverty alleviation. The multi-dimensional poverty index in Gujarat is 9%. In Assam, it is 14.5%. Uttar Pradesh, 15%. Madhya Pradesh, 21%. In Bengal, it is just 8%. Where are the 2 crore jobs that we were promised? 2 out of 5 graduates don't have a job. Almost half of the youth are unemployed in this country. So is this Viksit Bharat? What about almost 10% food inflation? Look at prices of essential commodities. Compared to 2014, the price of rice has gone up by 56%, wheat by 59%, milk by 61%, tur dal has gone up by 120%. Is this Amrit Kal? The President mentioned farmers 11 times in a speech. Let me give 2 data points. According to NCRB's latest data, 30 farmers commit suicide every day. So 700 farmers reportedly lost their lives during the farm law protest. Why did this happen? Because the draconian farm laws were bulldozed in Parliament. Eventually, you had to repeal them. The President in her address mentioned the word double in her speech 9 times, but didn't talk about doubling farmer incomes. How many times was this promised? Sir, please learn from Bengal. Farmers' income has not only doubled in Bengal, it has tripled. From 91,000 rupees to 2.9 lakh rupees. You have been in government for 10 years now. We did this in 2018, in 9 years. Let me come to health, sir. A CAG report revealed more than 7 lakh beneficiaries of the government's prize Ayushman Bharat scheme to be invalid. In Madhya Pradesh, over 1.1 crore was paid to about 400 patients who were declared dead in the database. In this also, the cost is shared between the union and state governments. In Bengal, Swasthya Sathi scheme covers 2.4 crore families. The entire cost is borne by the state, completely cashless, paperless, free tests and treatment in all government hospitals. So please learn from Bengal. Sir, let's talk about minority welfare. The President mentioned minorities only once in a speech. That too about citizenship to minorities from other countries. What about minorities living in India? In 2023-24, the ministry saw a 38% slashing of funds, receiving one of the lowest budgetary allocations in terms of key social welfare ministries. The Maulana Azad Foundation saw a reduction of 99% funds. Schemes that support minority students in clearing public exams got nothing. The BJP governance model operates as a bulldozer Raj, demolishing minority establishment, altering names, erasing people, and rewriting histories. Today, our children navigate a divided India where sections of the society live in uncertainty. They watch as MP use communal slurs in parliament without facing any consequences. They face cultural vilification, political persecution, and economic boycotts. Amrit Kal se desh mein kya badlav aaya hai? Nothing, except that our patriotism is now defined by the color of our dress, the food we eat, and the names we are born with. Sir, we talk about Amrit Kal, but the last assembly election in Jammu and Kashmir were held 10 years ago. The J&K reorganization bill, which stripped J&K of its statehood, was passed in 2019. The supplementary list of business reached the members at 11:18 a.m., while the bill was introduced at 11:07 a.m. It was discussed and passed the very same day. The government promised that black money will be recovered from tax havens abroad. In Panama, Paradise, and Pandora leaks, names of thousands of rich Indians were revealed who had parked black money in different tax havens. So I demand a white paper from the government on this issue. No more empty promises. Let the people know. The Bharatiya Janata Party is destroying institutions. I have enough data to prove this. Great institutions like Parliament, Election Commission, CAG, CBI, ED, RBI are all being destroyed. Even the majestic Supreme Court has not been spared. It is now being called the subservient court. There is disturbing talk about bench fixing in the SC. The Parliament cannot look away. Let me ask some questions to the government. Why has the Indian Prime Minister not held a single press conference in 10 years?
Conclude your speech.
Why has the Lok Sabha not had a deputy speaker in the last 5 years? Why has the Committee on Security in Parliament complex not been reconstituted in the last 5 years? Why has not a single BJP MP been suspended in the last 9 years, whereas 146 MPs were suspended in the last winter session of Parliament for demanding a discussion on the security breach in Parliament? Sir,
Please conclude your speech. Sir.
okay, sir. I'm just concluding. Sir, paragraph 29 of the President's address talks about India's ranks globally in various sectors. Let me add to that. India ranked 93rd in the Global Corruption Index, 111th in the Global Hunger Index, 117 in the Inclusiveness Report, 126th in the Global Peace Index, 127th in the Global Gender Gap, and 150th in the Press Freedom Index. Is this Viksit Bharat? So I end with one couplet. This बहुत बर्बाद है लेकिन सदाए इनकलाब आए, वहीं से वो पुकार उठेगा जो जर्रा जहां होगा, इनकलाब आएगा रफ्तार से मायूस ना हो, बहुत आहिस्ता नहीं जो बहुत तेज नहीं. Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. Kanmoji NVN Somu.
Honorable Chairperson, sir, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on the motion of thanks on the President address. Sir, the performance of the government is like a coin with two sides, obverse and reverse. The performance of the government has got two sides, positive and negative, but the President address sums up only to the positive side of the last 10 years, comfortably forgetting the negative sides which has been existing in the last 10 years, sir. Sir, I'm exclaimed to find the phrases like in the last 10 years or a decade ago found mentioned more than 32 times in the President's speech while narrating the achievements of this government in the last 10 years. The nation also wants to know the reverse side, which is terrible. It is quite understandable that the President address on the election year would sound like that. It is more like a teaser of a film. But due to the coming Lok Sabha elections, but the positivity not only should be spoken, all the negativity of the whole country needs to be mentioned. I would like to record in this august house what really matters and what is really missing. The Honorable President has failed to mention the blatant failures of this government, especially. Sir, anyone sitting in this august house knows exactly what is happening in Manipur. If this is a condition for the Member of Parliament, what about the normal people and the ordinary citizens of the country? The President fails to address and mention what is happening in the Manipur state, whether any appropriate steps being taken by the government to stop the ethnic violence in Manipur and to restore peace and normalcy in the Manipur in the state of the country. Sir, the Honorable President has failed to mention about the 75 foreign trips made by the Honorable Prime Minister in the last 10 years, visiting around 70 countries. If not for the COVID, he would have visited 100 countries, sir. He would have made a century on it. But they have failed to address what was the inputs of it, what is the investment brought by the Prime Minister of India to our country, what is the growth of a country by visiting so many. Nothing. It is only a very, very unspiced speech by the President, sir. Sir, the suicides by the farmers and the farm workers. It is very unfortunate that the incidence of the death by the suicide by the farmers and the farm workers is on the rise. More than 1 lakh farmers have committed suicide in the last 10 years. According to the report of National Crime Records Bureau, 30 farmers died every day by committing suicide in spite of the tall claims of farm loan disposals by the government. A country cannot be considered a developed one when the sons of the soil, farmers, live in utter distress and penury. The government, which boasts that it provides free ration for 81 crore people below poverty lines for the next 5 years, is indeed indebted to those poor farmers who produce such humongous quantities of food grains, toiling in hot sun and braving hostile socio-economic and climatic conditions, sir. Sir, the overall unemployment rate in India as of now has gone beyond 10%. In 2014, the unemployment rate was 5.4%. As of now, it is 10.03%. The unemployment rate among the age group 25 to 35 years has touched 30%. This shows that 40% of our youth population is unemployed. Another 30% of the population is underemployed. Only the 30% of the people are fortunate enough to get a regular job in the government, either in the government or in the PSUs or in the private entities. So we should not forget that in their manifesto, they had mentioned about getting job for every Indian in this country. Let us make a note of it. So the violence and the crime against the women and children in India, like the physical or the sexual violence committed against a woman, typically a man is on the rise. There are other forms of violence against women, which includes acts such as domestic abuse, sexual assault, murder, dowry deaths, honor killings, female infanticide, sexual crimes like rape, modesty-related violence, human trafficking, forced prostitution, domestic violence, and acid throwing, and many more. Sir, according to the National Crime Records Bureau in 2011, there were more than increased incidents of reports of crime against women, while in 2021, there is a sharp increase of 87% increase. According to the 2021 annual report of National Crime Records Bureau, 31,677 rape cases were registered across the country. This is an average of 86 cases per minute. So we have passed Women's Reservation Bill in such kind of a scenario in the country, which is still a far dream for all the women of the country. Sir, in this situation in Tamil Nadu, under the leadership of our M.K. Stalin, 40% reservation in women government jobs have been given. The Moovalu Ramamirdam Ammayar Higher Education Assurance Scheme of ₹100 until the girl child is able to complete her higher education, and the Kalaignar Magalin Urimai Thogai of ₹100 for the financial support for the women. Sir, atrocities against the SC/ST and the oppressed communities. As per the report of the National Crime Records Bureau, Ministry of Home Affairs, more than 5 lakh atrocity cases have been registered in the last 10 years under the Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention Atrocities Act 1989. On an average, more than 50,000 cases were registered under this law. It is really unfortunate to see a country which proclaims as the 3rd largest economy in the world and also forces a social stigma and shame. The attack and the atrocities against the SC/ST and the oppressed communities is on the rise since 2014. There are several of thousands of such incidents happened, but nothing has been reported or registered, which shows the dark and the ugly side of the society we are living in. Ironically, the immediate past president, Sri Ramnath Kovind, and the present president, Honorable Draupadi Madam, are also from those societies, sir. There is an urgent need for the comprehensive law to provide socio-economic and political security and safety for the people belonging to the SC/ST as well as from the other vulnerable communities. Sir, there is an increase in the dropout of students belonging to the SC/ST OBC from IITs, IIMs, and NITs and central universities, and students committing suicides. It is shocking to know that maximum number of dropouts occur among students belonging to the SC/ST and OBC and minority communities from the PG and PhD programs across the countries in the IITs. In the last 10 years, more than 8,000 students belong to these communities, and minority communities have dropped out from the IITs, IIMs, IITs, and NITs, and the ISS. And 50 students died by suicide inside the campuses across the country, and there is no address about this in the madam's speech. Sir, there is an unprecedented increase in the cyber crimes and cyber fraud in the country. The number of reported cyber crimes in India increased by more than tenfold in the last 10 years. The number of unreported would have been manifold. Even the websites of the vital and crucial government departments are being hacked. The menace of the crimes and frauds through social media networks is increasing. Alarmingly, even the social media handles of the ministries and the ministers are compromised. What is the guarantee for the common people then? We need to enact strict laws and stringent action to curb and stop the menace of the cyber crimes and cyber frauds in the coming years. Otherwise, the people of the country will be swallowed by the criminals of the cyber world. Sir, the lynching and the killing of the people from minority communities, it is an act of killing someone or a group without a legal trial. In other words, it is a planned extrajudicial killing via a group. The Honorable Supreme Court observed that these extrajudicial attempts of killing under the guise of these protectors of the law have to be nipped in the bud, otherwise it would lead to anarchy which would flog and destroy the nation like an epidemic. In the last 10 years, India has seen an outbreak of the religious crimes. Sir, the President address is silent on this very dangerous issue. which may ruin the life and the nature of the future generations. It's a wake-up call for all of us. If we don't act judiciously now, the future will witness tumultuous scenes and the reactions very frequently. So, killing of the defense personnel posted at hostile locations is on the rise of the last 10 years. So, the value of the rupee versus the dollar. It is unfortunate that the value of the Indian rupee against the dollar has been falling continuously for the last 10 years and dropped to an unprecedented low of 83 now. The value of INR against the US dollar was 53 per US dollar in 2013 to rupees 83 per US dollar. India is predominantly an importing nation, depends on the import of crude oil fertilizers.
Dr. End your speech.
Sir, just 2 more minutes. I would just like to talk about the national education policy has set the target of reaching 50% GNR in 2035. The Tamil Nadu has reached its this milestone way back in 2020. This was possible because of the one man, he is Thandai Periyar, he has propounded the Dravidian Code and propelled by the people of Tamil Nadu with equality, social justice and brotherhood. Peraringar Anna, the founder of Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam and Muttamalinga Dr. Kalaignar has followed the principle of Ondre Kulam Oruvane Devan and Kadamai Kanniyam Kappittupaadu. With their superlative enlightening speeches, they have energized the heart and the soul of Tamil Nadu and paved the way for the equitable growth, which is spearheaded by her leader, M.K. Stalin. Sir, before I conclude my speech, I would like to quote our leader, Aringar Anna, who spoke 62 years back on the motion of thanks on the President address in this August House, unquote, what Aringar Anna said. I regret very much that the President has not stated anything about the neo-nationalism that is surging up in the South. Sir, I have stated that there are 3 tenets: democracy, socialism, and nationalism. I would conclude by saying that democracy is distorted, socialism is emaciated, and nationalism is misinterpreted. I think in the coming years, there will be a new sense of appreciation, and the needs and philosophy of the South will be better understood, and self-determination accorded to Tamil Nadu, from where I have the honor to come. Unquote, sir. When we look at the happenings around us, his maiden speech has the relevance even today. Thank you very much.
Vikram Singh Sani.
Respected Chairman, sir, thank you for this opportunity to speak on the motion of thanks to the President address. I would request you, after a lapse of 1.5 years, I am able to give my maiden speech only today. So please correct the time and add 10 minutes. Or I hope you will be considerate.
You have 15 minutes anyway.
No, 15 minutes. 4 minutes you have given to Northeast.
Okay, you continue your speech.
Honorable Madam President have laid down the key achievements of the government in the past year and also laid down some of the steps. I rise to appreciate some of the important things and make a note of few observations and things that this government can do, or let me say together we can do, that matter to the populace or common man of this country. Sir, the President address said that our inflation was over 8% in the 10 years before 2014, and now it is 5%. I really appreciate that India have considerably done a decent job in balancing the inflationary pressure with huge social spending despite the COVID pandemic, Russian-Ukraine war and other disruptions. However, we must acknowledge and learn that if we compare India with the world economies, we will find that India has always a very high inflation than rest of the world, especially I am laying the data with respect to the European Union. I would like to mention that household essential commodities have witnessed record price in last 7-8 years. Today morning I did some survey. कुछ गृहणियों से हमने ये दाल, आटा, चावल, सब ये edible oil के prices लिए. I am laying on the house of the table. इसके हिसाब से अब वनस्पति ऑयल 118% बढ़ गया. मस्टर्ड ऑयल समझ नहीं आ रहा, सरसों का तेल 92%, आटा 43%, ग्राम दाल, उड़द दाल 60%, मिल्क जैसे मेरे और colleagues ने कहा. और meanwhile the irony is that the farmers who produce these products, their income did not increase. even half of this price. Also, the price of petrol, diesel have gone exorbitantly high. और अब जैसे अभी बताया गया कि इंटरनेशनल प्राइस, वी हैव ए एडमिनिस्ट्रेड प्राइस क्लॉज, तो प्राइस जब ऊपर जाती है तो पेट्रोल डीजल की बढ़ती है कंज्यूमर को। अब कम हो गई है तो वो बेनिफिट ऑयल कंपनीज ही ले रही हैं, वो बेनिफिट कंज्यूमर्स को क्यों नहीं दिया जा रहा, जब इट शुड बी एस्केलेशन डी एस्केलेशन। और दूसरा, नेशनल स्टैटिस्टिकल ऑफिस ने भी यही रिपोर्ट किया कि फूड इन्फ्लेशन जो है वो 9.53% दिसंबर में रही, एंड इट इज़ अ ह्यूज हाइक देन द प्रीवियस। सर, वी शुड नीड ऑन सम परमानेंट सॉल्यूशंस विच एक्ट एज ए शील्ड फॉर द इंडियन इकोनॉमी फ्रॉम ग्लोबल अनसर्टेनिटी। अब पॉवर्टी की बात करते हैं। अब ILO ने एक डिक्लेरेशन दिया कि पॉवर्टी एनीवेयर इज ए थ्रेट टू प्रॉस्पेरिटी एवरीवेयर। अभी बहुत अच्छी बात है, 25 करोड़ राष्ट्रपति, महम राष्ट्रपति जी ने कहा 25 करोड़ पॉवर्टी से ऊपर आ गए। अभी दोपहर को ही मैं सुन रहा था, हमारे कुलीग शिवाजी कह रहे थे कि इसकी, एंड आई होप ही वाज राइट, कि इसकी जो थ्रेश होल्ड है वो 27 रुपीज़ पर डे की इनकम होनी चाहिए गांव में, और 33 रुपये की पर डे इनकम होनी चाहिए शहर में। तो आप पॉवर्टी लाइन के नीचे हैं या ऊपर हैं। अब आप भी सोच लीजिए, 27 रुपये और 33 रुपये, ये थ्रेश होल्ड भी मैं माननीय फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को कहूँगा कि भी लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट टू आवर सेल्स, इसको ठीक किया जाए। और इसमें एक और डाटा आया है जो ग्लोबल मल्टीनेशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स है, MPI, उसके हिसाब से अराउंड 415 मिलियन पीपल एग्जिटेड पॉवर्टी विद इन स्पैन ऑफ 15 ईयर्स, 2005 से 2021। तो कुछ पॉवर्टी की एलिवेशन हुआ है, लेकिन फिर भी हम 80 करोड़ लोगों को जो राशन दे रहे हैं, और ये अभी भी बात कही जा रही थी कि कोई सेंसिस नहीं हुआ, और 2011 से गवर्नमेंट हैव नॉट डिक्लेयर्ड इट्स पॉवर्टी फिगर्स। एक NSSO जो स्टैटिस्टिकल विंग है, उसने 2017-18 में एक अपना स्टैटिस्टिकल का रिपोर्ट बनाया था, पर वो पब्लिश नहीं किया गया। और ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स में सारी दुनिया में इंडिया का रैंक 111 है 125 में। तो हमें अभी बहुत सफ़र तय करना है, वी हैव टू ट्रैवल ए लॉट। और पर कैपिटा इनकम, मैं पढ़ रहा था कल ही कि पता नहीं बांग्लादेश, भूटान और मालदीव से भी हमारी पर कैपिटा इनकम कम है। ये छोटे देश हैं, ज़्यादा अमीर भी नहीं है, डेवलपिंग समझ लीजिए, पर हमारी पर कैपिटा इनकम ये जो हमारे अड़ोस पड़ोस वाले हैं उनसे भी कम है। तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें ये इनइक्वालिटी को ख़त्म करना है। अब एक और रिपोर्ट UK की आई, ऑक्सफैम की, और 10% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन जो है वो 72% इंडिया की वेल्थ को ओन करता है। तो बहुत अनइक्वालिटी है। और ये भी एक आंकड़ा है कि वेल्थ ऑफ 16 पीपल इन इंडिया इज इक्वल टू वेल्थ ऑफ 60 करोड़ पीपल, विच इज़ ऑलमोस्ट हाफ ऑफ इंडियाज़ पॉपुलेशन। तो हमें ये कहीं ना कहीं जो अमीर और गरीब में खाई बढ़ती जा रही है, इसको कहीं ना कहीं कम करना होगा। ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो जो खरगोश और टॉर्टवाइज कछुए की कहानी थी कि अमीर शायद खरगोश की तरह आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, अच्छी बात है, लेकिन गरीबों को भी उसी हिसाब से ही बढ़ना चाहिए और उनका स्तर ऊपर होना चाहिए। अब इंडस्ट्री की बात करें तो डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर जी ने कहा, इन शॉर्ट, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन ऑफ इंडिया is the soundest remedy of all the problems of even agriculture problems of India. अब प्रेसिडेंट के एड्रेस में स्टार्टअप्स की, मोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की, MSMEs, प्रोडक्टिविटी लिंक जो इंसेंटिव स्कीम की बात कही गई, विच इज़ वेरी गुड, PLI। और खुशी की बात है कि मोबाइल फ़ोन्स पे भी राजीव चंद्रशेखर जी बैठे हैं हमारे दोस्त, IT में उनकी ड्यूटी कंपोनेंट्स की कम कही गई। अब आपको पता है कि कोविड में सेमीकंडक्टर माइक्रोचिप्स को लेके हमारी प्रोडक्शन ने कितना सफ़र किया, ऑटोमोबाइल में, IT में, और बहुत सप्लाई चेन का डिसरप्शन हुआ ताइवान, चाइना, USA से। इंडिया का जो ट्रेड डेफिसिट है वो 1980 से ही बढ़ा है। पर अभी अक्टूबर 2023 में अगर मेरे आंकड़े सही हैं तो इंडिया हैड ए हाईएस्ट ट्रेड डेफिसिट, इट हिट ए रिकॉर्ड ऑफ $32 बिलियन। तो उसके लिए भी हमें निरंतर काम करना होगा। और इंडस्ट्री को लेके मैं समझता हूं कि सरकार को जो लैंडलॉक्ड सूबे हैं, बॉर्डर स्टेट हैं पंजाब जैसे, उसमें कोई प्रोजेक्ट बठिंडा रिफाइनरी का 15 साल पहले या 12 साल पहले आया था। पीएम मित्रा टेक्सटाइल पार्क was not granted to Punjab even on alternative location. Similarly, industries like software parks, semiconductor hubs have not been given to Punjab despite Punjab having these capabilities. G20 की बात की गई, बहुत भारत की छवि उससे बढ़ी, बहुत हमने खर्च भी किया 400 कुछ करोड़, लेकिन जैसे मेरे अदर कोलीग्स कह रहे थे, we have to see actual deliverables to the benefit of India. FDI, ठीक है, इंडिया यूरोप इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर की अनाउंसमेंट की प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, पर मैं समझता हूं कि हम ब्रिक्स के भी मेंबर हैं, हम अभी क्वाड के भी मेंबर हैं, हम आसियान के साथ भी कर रहे हैं, हमें CIS कंट्री में स्पाइस रूट, सिल्क रूट भी रिवाइव करना है। तो कहीं ना कहीं यूरोप तो खुद ही अभी रिसेशन में है, तो अच्छी बात है, लेकिन हमें दूसरे इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर्स भी खोलने पड़े। आपका ध्यान में एग्रीकल्चर और फूड पे आता हूं, और डॉक्टर MS स्वामीनाथन से बड़ा विख्यात इंसान नहीं शख्सियत हो सकती, तो उन्होंने कहा था इफ़ एग्रीकल्चर गोज़ रॉन्ग नथिंग एल्स विल हैव ए चांस टू गो राइट। अब एग्रीकल्चर 46% हमारे जो भाई हैं वो एग्रीकल्चर पे, इट्स ए एग्रेरियन इकॉनमी, लेकिन अब जो बजट एलोकेशन एग्रीकल्चर का है वो कम होता जा रहा है। अब पंजाब की बात करें तो जो MSP, जिसमें पंजाब बिगेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूटर है फूड का, फूड सिक्योरिटी का, अब वो जो MSP की कमेटी में और CACP की कमेटी में पंजाब से कोई भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव नहीं है, तो वो भी मैं आग्रह करूंगा कि उसमें उनको लेना चाहिए। और MSP वीट राइस में ही मिलती है साहब, अब कॉर्न पे भी बाकी जो MSP वो पेपर पे है। अब मक्का का देख लीजिए, MSP 2090 रुपये है, पर मंडी में मक्का कॉर्न जो 700 से 1000 रुपये में बिक रहा है। और हम क्रॉप रोटेशन कैसे, फार्मर्स को क्रॉप रोटेशन हमें करानी पड़ेगी कि वो कब तक राइस वीट, अब मिलेट्स का ज़माना है, पार्लियामेंट में बहुत सराहनीय स्टेप है, लेकिन फार्मर्स को भी हमें अवगत कराना पड़ेगा मिलेट्स की तरफ, क्रॉप रोटेशन की तरफ। PM किसान स्कीम जो 6000 रुपया एनुअल देती है, उसमें पता नहीं कि पहले 11.84 करोड़ बेनिफिशियरी थे जो साइट एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्ट्री की, अब उसमें बड़े अचंभे से जो उसकी फिगर है वो 3.87 करोड़ रह गई है। तो इस पे भी हमें इन्वेस्टिगेशन करना होगा कि ये जो PM किसान स्कीम में, आप तो खुद किसान हैं और बड़े अच्छे समय आप सदारत करने आए हैं साहब, मैं कह रहा था PM किसान, मैं किसान नहीं, किसान पुत्र हूँ। हाँ, किसान पुत्र हैं, किसान दाता हैं, कुछ भी हमारे अन्नदाता हैं, आपकी मर्जी पे हम हैं। 1.5 साल बाद MP बनने के बाद आज हम आपने मौका दिया मेडन स्पीच का, बहुत शुक्रिया। मैं कह रहा था सर, 11 पहले ये 6000 रुपया 11.84 करोड़ किसानों को मिलता था, ये अब 3.87 को मिलता है, तो इसको हमें देख के इन्वेस्टिगेट करके, तो उमर साहब को भी मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि इसको ठीक किया जाए। सब्सिडी ऑन एग्रीकल्चर इनपुट्स अब 30% अक्टूबर दिसंबर में कम हुई और आगे भी जाते हुए कम हो रही है। तो मैं आदरणीय फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर साहिबा से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि रेड सी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, फ्रेट बहुत बढ़ रहे हैं, तो ये सब्सिडी हम कम ना की जाए। और आपने कहा आप किसान पुत्र हैं, आपको पता ही होगा, आप मेरे से ज़्यादा गुणवान हैं, नॉलेजेबल हैं कि 145 किसान रोज, एक पर डे, मैं भी चौंक गया, 145 किसान मजदूर भारत में एक दिन में 145 किसान सुसाइड करते हैं। आत्महत्या की चिता पर देख मुल्क के किसान को नींद कैसे आ सकती है, हम देश के इंसान को, ये डाटा है। हमें, मैं पहले ही कह चुका हूं कि हमें मिलके काम करना है। मैं कोई, ये सभी की जिम्मेवारी है, ये इस प्रेसिडेंट एड्रेस में भी मैं बोलूँगा कि कोई भी बात कही जाती है उसको क्रिटिसिज्म नहीं, पॉजिटिव में मैं कह रहा हूँ हमें मिलके ये देश बनाना है, कभी तो यहाँ संवाद होना चाहिए। अब हेल्थ की बात करें तो विंस्टन चर्चिल साहब ने कहा हेल्दी पॉपुलेशन इज द ग्रेटेस्ट एसेट एनी नेशन कैन हैव। अब आयुष्मान भारत बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है, पहले भी बात हुई कई मेरे कोलीग्स ने कहा डेटा में डेड लोगों को भी मिल रहा है। अब 9.85 लाख जो रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें आयुष्मान भारत बेनिफिशरीज वर लिंक्ड, सेम मोबाइल नंबर पे 10 लाख लोग रजिस्टर्ड हैं। तो ये आरटीआई में त्रुटियां हैं। आरटीआई के हिसाब से 15 लाख बेनिफिशरी हैं, पार्लियामेंट में 1.63 करोड़ है। तो कहीं ना कहीं वी हैव टू सिंक्रोनाइज डाटा। लेकिन मेन बात आयुष्मान भारत स्कीम में कोविड जैसे ये बीमारियां कवर नहीं हैं, तो वो लोगों को बहुत आउट ऑफ द पॉकेट उस पर देना पड़ा। और प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल उसमें 3% ही आ रहे हैं। एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं हमने एम्स, आईआईटीज, आईएम्स बनाए। प्राइमरी एजुकेशन की सर देश में हालात ठीक नहीं है कि अभी आपने भी पढ़ा होगा 10 दिन पहले एक इंग्लिश डेली में ASER की रिपोर्ट ने बताया कि 14 से 18 साल की आयु में जो बच्चे थे 25% सेकंड लेवल में अपनी रीजनल लैंग्वेज का टेक्स्ट भी नहीं पढ़ पाए। 43.3% 14 से 18 साल में ही मैथ सेकंड क्लास का नहीं कर पाए। तो हमें रूरल एजुकेशन में जो, क्योंकि वहीं से हमारी नींव बनती, हम भी तप्पड़ वाले स्कूल में पढ़े, लेकिन मेहनत उसमें हमें रूरल हर सूबे को चाहिए और एजुकेशन के लिए चाहिए। और एक हमारा जो एजुकेशन आउटले है वो भी कम है, 2.9% है। भूटान में 8% है, ब्राज़ील चलो बहुत बड़ा मुल्क, फिर वहाँ भी 6 है, मालदीव्स में 4.6, मॉरिशियस में। तो हमें इसको कहीं ना कहीं 5-10% लाना होगा। और जो शिक्षा पे मिनिमम 10% खर्च करना चाहिए। मेरी मेडन स्पीच है तो आप कंसिडरेट करेंगे, मैं 5-7 मिनट में कंक्लूड करता हूँ। लेबर और स्किलिंग में ये राजीव चंद्रशेखर जी बैठे हैं, स्किलिंग के ये इंचार्ज हैं, अन्नदाता हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। अब दिक्कत ये है इतने लाख करोड़, क्योंकि एक तो यहाँ फिगर भी लाखों करोड़ों में ही चलती है, बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी चाहिए। अब जो है ये PMKY और PMK के ये सब स्कीम्स हैं। NSDC का मैं भी बोर्ड मेंबर रहा 7 साल इनके सौजन्य से। लेकिन सब प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि स्किल करना एक अलग बात है। अब प्रेसिडेंट साहब के और उनके एड्रेस में लिखा है इतने हजार कितने स्किल हो गए, जॉब लायक बना दिए। जॉब लायक नहीं ना, जॉब्स उनको नौकरी चाहिए। नौकरी हम सबकी जिम्मेवारी है, हमें उनको नौकरी देनी पड़ेगी। मैं भी खुद NGO चलाता हूँ। हमने 5000 यूथ को पिछले 2 सालों में नौकरी दी, 20,000 रूरल सेंटर्स में हमने एम्पावर किया। तो एक अभी जो 29.7% ऑफ इंडियाज यूथ इज अनएम्प्लॉयड, ये डाटा है। और हमारे पास स्किल लेबर 4.69 है, दुनिया में आपको पता है 50, 68। अब ये स्किल इंडिया मिशन का बजट भी कम हो रहा है, तो फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर साहब को ही दरख्वास्त करेंगे कि स्किल के इनके मिनिस्ट्री के धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी और हाँ जी, और स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब में मिनिस्ट्री हैव रिड्यूस द फंड एलोकेशन जस्ट बाय 92%, ज़्यादा नहीं, 92% कट गया है। और ये सारे इसके जॉब्स की तरफ मैं आपका ध्यान लगाता हूँ। इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, हाँ जी, एनर्जी, नहीं सर, यहाँ आप जब नहीं थे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को 4 मिनट 5 मिनट दिए गए। मैं तो पंजाब से हूँ और मेडन है, मेरे को 5 मिनट्स दीजिए सर। मेडन स्पीच है, बोलने तो दीजिए, मैं तो सुझाव ही दे रहा हूँ। एनर्जी में अब एक और है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस आ रही है, डिजिटलाइजेशन आ रही है, उससे राजीव चंद्रशेखर जी जॉब्स और जाएंगी। तो हम लोगों को कुछ आउट ऑफ बॉक्स सोचना है, क्योंकि मैकेनाइजेशन से वो मजदूर और कम होंगे। एनर्जी में राष्ट्रपति मैडम ने क्लीन एनर्जी, सोलर कैपेसिटी, पावर ग्रिड, उज्ज्वला, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल, बहुत ही बढ़िया बात की। हम ग्लास भी गए, हम सोलर अलायंस में भी गए, सारा वो किया।
प्लीज कंक्लूड।
हाँ जी, एथेनॉल जो एनर्जी में
प्लीज कंक्लूड
सर, बी फेयर ना, मेरी मेडन स्पीच है, मेरे को बोलने तो दीजिए ना सर।
नहीं,
ऐसे तो एक मिनट मैं नहीं बोलता, बैठ जाता हूँ सर।
देखिए सानी साहब,
नहीं, मैं 2-3 मिनट
यू
तो
मेड गुड पॉइंट्स, इट
नहीं
इज
तो-
ओवर 17 मिनट्स।
नहीं, पर मेडन स्पीच है सर, 17 मिनट्स तो हमारा टाइम था। अच्छा चलो 2 मिनट दे दीजिए, वाई टू वेस्ट टाइम। मैं कंक्लूड कर, प्लीज, आई हैव हाई रिगार्ड्स ऑफ 2 मिनट,
प्लीज,
क्योंकि हर 10 सेकंड में आप कहेंगे तो सर मैं। एथेनॉल शुगर केन और राइस से बनता है और वाटर इंटेंसिव है, तो हमें देखना होगा अब क्रॉप रेजिड्यू स्टबल कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू फ्यूल फॉर थर्मल प्लांट्स और फार्मर्स। इससे आपने देखा जो दिल्ली में ये धुआं छा जाता है, क्लीनर एनवायरनमेंट, उसका भी इलाज होगा। रिसर्चर्स फ्रॉम पुणे ये एग्री वेस्ट हाइड्रोजन से इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स के लिए, इंदौर में जो है सर जो डीजल बन रहा है प्लास्टिक वेस्ट एंड सीएनजी आउट ऑफ लिक्विड वेस्ट बन रहा है, तो एनर्जी रिन्यूअल पे हमें नई चीज़ों पे ध्यान देना होगा। डिफेंस के बारे में ये बहुत अच्छा डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का उन्होंने कहा। इंडिया इज़ द लार्जेस्ट इंपोर्टर ऑफ आर्म्स, 40,000 करोड़। पर मेरा मानना यह है कि हमारी जो ऑफसेट पॉलिसी थी कि भाई जो हमें डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट बेच रहा है, हम उस पर ऑब्लिगेशन लगाते हैं कि इसका 30-40% आप टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफ़र करो या एक्सपोर्ट करो, वो उतनी सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुई। उस पर ध्यान देना। और हमारे ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री बोर्ड इतने हैं कानपुर से लेके इधर, उनको वो इक्विपमेंट बनाने चाहिए जो हम इंपोर्ट करें। बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट है, आर्मर्ड व्हीकल है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत बनी, पर अब इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे भी जो है पुश करने की ज़रूरत है, नेशनल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पाइपलाइन। और जैसे ये पंजाब हरियाणा ये जो सूबे हैं हमारे, इसमें ड्राई पोर्ट्स और मल्टी मोडल ट्रांसपोर्ट जब तक नहीं बनेगा तो ये लोग compete नहीं कर पाएंगे। लास्ट सोल ऑफ इंडिया लाइज इन विलेजेस। सर ये सर 100 स्मार्ट, मैं लास्ट कर रहा हूँ, 100 स्मार्ट सिटीज पेपर पे हैं, एक्चुअल वो बने नहीं हैं। और आखिर में मैं यही कहना चाहूँगा सर, महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा, रघुपति राघव राजा राम, ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। लेट अस इंश्योर सोशल फाइबर ऑफ सेक्युलरिज्म एंड इक्वालिटी।
Nothing will go down. Only Dr. Amar Patnaik now. Dr. Amar Patnaik, sir.
Thank you, sir.
7 minutes.
Honorable Chairman, sir.
And you know how to monetize time.
As I
7
stand
minutes.
here on behalf of my party, the Biju Janata Dal, and my leader, Shri Naveen Patnaik, the Honorable Chief Minister of Orissa, in support of the motion of thanks on President's address, I am filled with pride on several counts. First, for being an ODR, as Honorable President is the first ODR to occupy this highest constitutional office of our country. She is also the first tribal president of India and only the second woman president of India. I salute the visionary leadership of my leader, Naveen Patnaik, who as undisputed leader of 4.5 crore ODIs for about quarter of a century now, was the first to support her candidacy to this august office. Sir, the Arthasastra mentions three important principles of good governance. Sarvaloka Kalyankari Karma, meaning universal welfare. Sarvaloka Sangram Evapi, meaning maintaining and protecting each and everyone in the creation. And Sarvahitaya Rata, that is securing universal care for everyone. Honorable Chairman, sir, the President's address highlighted that the grand edifice of a Viksit Bharat will be erected on 4 strong pillars: women power, youth power, farmers, and the poor. Sir, our Honorable CM Naveen Patnaik's governance model has always centered around bringing happiness to these sections of society, adopting the unique 5T model of implementation, which includes transparency, technology, teamwork, time, and transformation. In the words of our Honorable CM, who has been the flag bearer of women's empowerment in our country, women empowerment is not a slogan, but a non-negotiable code for us. Since 1992, when Odisha pioneered the women's political reservation under the legendary leadership of Sri Biju Patnaik by providing 33% reservation for women in local bodies, the BJD has persistently advocated for this right. Women-led development has been the mantra of development and governance of Honorable Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik ever since he assumed the reins of the state in 2000. Honorable CM Naveen Patnaik was the first and the only CM in the country to nominate women to a third of BJD's Lok Sabha candidates in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Therefore, passing of the Women's Reservation Bill in 2023, which the Honorable President alluded to in her speech, fills us with great satisfaction. I would like to exhort the Union Government to consider conferring the Bharat Ratna on this legendary leader Biju Patnaik, which has been a demand not just from BJD, but also from some other parties who had the privilege of knowing and working with him. On the economic empowerment front, our Mission Shakti program, started by Honorable CM Naveen Patnaik in 2001, has successfully transformed about 6 lakh women SHGs, comprising about 70 lakh women, into vibrant hubs of economic activity across different sectors. The Union government's effort to follow the same path is praiseworthy. Speaking of youth power, sir, the Union government's progressive investment in newest technology, such as through artificial intelligence mission, is a great step towards making India a leading digital economy. This comes as an encouraging support to Orissa government's recent measures in this field, the Orissa for Artificial Intelligence and the Artificial Intelligence for Youth initiatives launched in 2023. Further, Honorable President had rightly focused on the significance of the sports economy, which is a great source of meeting the aspirations of our youth and providing opportunities to them. Our CM believes that investment in sports is an investment in youth. Investment in youth is an investment in the future. From building the largest hockey stadium in the world and supporting the national hockey teams, both men and women, to creating state-of-the-art infrastructure for promoting all sports amongst all sections, especially women and tribals, such measures have enabled Orissa to move closer to the vision of becoming India's sports capital. This unique sports model of Orissa, built around partnerships of sporting excellence, competition, coaching, infrastructure, and welfare schemes for meritorious athletes, can be a blueprint for the center and other state governments. Honorable Chairman, sir, farmers are the backbone of our nation. Former American President John F. Kennedy once said, "The farmer is the only man in our economy who has to buy everything he buys at retail, sells everything he sells at wholesale, and pays for the freight both ways." Thanks to the leadership of Honorable CM, Orissa is the only state in the country to double the farmer's income. This achievement has been made possible through systematic interventions and income support to all farmers, including the landless laborers and the tenant farmers, through the Krushak Assistance for Livelihood Income Augmentation Scheme, the Kalia scheme. Through this House, I wish to fervently implore the Union government to emulate the same model and expand the reach of Prime Minister Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme to encompass tenant and landless farmers, and implement the MS Swaminathan Committee report in true spirit while calculating the MSP for procurement of farmers' produce. I also suggest introducing a composite blended insurance scheme customized for farmers' various needs. This inclusive plan could cover crops, agricultural tools, as well as personal insurance such as health and accident coverage. This would save time and money for farmers and ensure comprehensive protection. Speaking of the poor, sir, the upliftment of 25 crore people from multidimensional poverty is certainly a considerable feat. Our leader, Sri Naveen Patnaik, believes that a healthy population with the right education and skill is always the prime driving force for a prosperous nation. Orissa experienced the most notable reduction in the count of multidimensionally poor, dropping from 29.34% in 2015-16 to 15.68% in 2019-21. It has also achieved the fastest decrease in poverty in rural areas from 32.59% to 19.28%. This underlines the significance of a well-functioning social sector which is accessible and affordable till the last mile of the state. I also want to highlight the importance of social mobility. In a 2000 survey by the World Economic Forum spanning 27 nations, India emerged as the leader in residents' confidence regarding upward social mobility. This underscores the widespread belief amongst Indians that with humble beginnings and hard work, prosperity and success is an achievable and prevalent journey. However, social mobility is elusive in a society plagued by inequality of all kinds, some of it which has been historically inherited. It is the imperative that we address this inequality in all its forms. And I am reminded of the lines of Sant Bhima Bhoi. So he was one of the topmost Oriya poets sent of Mahima Dharma. He says, Mo jivana pache norke padithau jagat uddhar heu. Let my soul be condemned to hell, but let the universe be redeemed. So lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the vision of Viksit Bharat would not be possible without Vikasit states. Therefore, it is imperative to uphold the principles of federalism outlined in our constitution, particularly in the devolution of fiscal resources to the states, and in particular to states with historic backwardness and who regularly face the scourge of natural disasters like Orissa. Anyway, thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
K. Kesav Rao.
No, sir, I said I will speak tomorrow, if you excuse me.
All right. Professor Manoj Kumar Jha. Not present. Shri A. Rahim.
Chairman, sir, this is my maiden speech.
7 minutes.
Sir, this is my maiden speech, sir. Kindly ensure 15 minutes.
Sir,
kindly give your protection, sir. This is my maiden speech, sir.
I'll make it 10 minutes.
Sir, please. Sir.
10 minutes are good enough. Please, continue.
Sir.
Mr. Rahim, continue. I know your talent. I know your talent.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, this is my maiden speech. So I would like to start my speech with the historical words of Sri Narayana Guru. And I do believe that this is the befitting mantra for the present era. Jadi Bhedam Madadvesham Edumillada Sarvarum Sodarathene Vadunna Madragastanamanida, which means this is a model place where everyone lives together with humanhood, regardless of caste and religion. Sir, these are the words inscribed under the Shiva Pradishta done by real Vishwaguru, Sri Narayana Guru, the social reformer who walked in the front with Renaissance values. Sir, there is a reason behind me quoting Sri Narayana Guru's words at the time of Shiva Pradishta. In the beginning, the Honorable President in her address was very eloquent about the Prana Pradishta in Ayodhya. It was pointed out as the biggest achievement of the government. I would like to read the preface of our Constitution, preamble of our Constitution, sir. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. Sir, I would like to remind you again and again, India is a secular, democratic republic. How a government can portray Ram Temple as their biggest achievement in a secular country like India, sir? In this particular context, I would like to remind you the Shiva Pradishta done by Sri Narayana Guru in my home district Trivandrum in 1888. After the Shiva Pradishta, Sri Narayana Guru inscribed the message of secularism and humanhood under it. At the same time of Prana Pradishta, 3 Christian churches were attacked in Madhya Pradesh. What is the message given by this attack, sir? Sir, this government has been trying to divide the people, stop the divisive politics, and start talking about the distress of common people. Come and talk about the inflation. Come and talk about the unemployment, the elephant in the room. Sir, the Honorable President's speech has turned out to be nothing more than a speech filled up with empty claims and inflated figures that have no connection with the social reality of our country. The policy announcement was expected to describe where our country is today and how the government should formulate policies for the future. But the President's speech turned out a hollow echo devoid of substance and direction. Sir, throughout her 31 pages address, the Honorable President never used the word unemployment, the elephant in the room. Sir, what is the present condition of our country? The unemployment rate has risen to 10.9% in the last October, according to the data of Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. The educated youth labor force is begging in the market for jobs. The government claims that last year the government has given government jobs to lakhs of youth in mission mode. I hope that it was about Rozgar Melas. Sir, didn't the government itself admit the Rozgar Melas were a strategy to put dust in the eyes of the people? I would like to mention my own experience. When I asked a question about Rozgar Melas in this guest house, Minister in charge of the Prime Minister's office, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has given the written answer in its 206th session of Rajya Sabha, that not a single new post was created through Rozgar Melas and only appointments were made to existing vacancies. Sir, this is the reality. Sir, lakhs of posts are lying vacant in institutions under the union government. Sir, the unemployment, underemployment, and contractualization of labor are the three major evils that are faced by the Indian youth. Agnipath is a tremendous example of contractualization of the Indian job sector. Even the recruitment of army is becoming contractual. Instead of permanent appointments, the government is recruiting contract laborers in the banking sector, insurance sector, and even the railway and the PSUs. The Narendra Modi government is not creating new jobs and also have no intention to filling the permanent vacancies. Sir, this is not Amritagal, sir. Sir, this is not Amritagal for Indian youth. This is Mritagal. I urge the government that to stop contractualization and ensure permanent job for the Indian youth. Sir, now I am coming to the gig economy. A large number of India's educated youth who are gasping with unemployment are part of the gig economy. The well-educated youth are working in companies like Swiggy, Zomato, Uber, and other unorganized sectors for cheap wages, sir. They are working from street to street irrespective of rain, summer, and winter. There is not a single mention of such gig workers in this address, sir. There are no specific plans or schemes for their welfare. Sir, this is not an Amritagal. This is a Mritagal for the Indian youth, sir. Sir, inflation is increasing exorbitantly in our country. Retail inflation in India has increased to 5 to 9% according to NSO data. Moreover, inflation is higher in rural areas than cities. Sir, this has led to an increase in price commodities, including vegetables and food items. The union government has completely failed to control the price hike of essential commodities. Sir, the poor are becoming the poorest. Very shamefully, I would like to say that the government claims that it's an Amritagal at the time when the country ranks 111th of the global hunger index. Sir, while talking about the price hike, what is the price of the petrol and gas? The petrol costs about 97 rupees liter today. I would like to recollect to you the time when under the leadership of Indian National Congress, the UPA government, they deregulated the price fixing mechanism of petrol. During that time, BJP organized unprecedented protest against the deregulation policy. Now I recollect a viral visual, a member and Minister of State, Sri V. Muralidharan, in this August House, representing Maharashtra, organized even a bullock cart protest in the capital of Kerala. Sir, but when they came to power, they even deregulated the price-fixing mechanism of diesel, sir. Sir, even on this budget day, the price of commercial gas cylinders increased by rupees 15. Does the government have the courage to say how many times the price of petrol, diesel, and gas cylinder increased during their Amritagal since 2014, and on what percentage? Sir, since 2014, the living expenditure of the common people is skyrocketing day by day. This is not an Amritagal for common people. This is for Mritagal. Sir, now I am coming to the airfare. Like the petrol and diesel, this 56 inches government doesn't have any control over airfare. The Indian private air carriers are looting domestic travelers and non-resident Indians. This 56-inch government is laughing at common people while watching this. The government doesn't have any control over the price of petrol. They don't have any control over the price of diesel. They don't have the control over airfare. They don't have control over anything that is directly affecting the lives of the common people. In short, they are rewriting the mantra of Indian democracy, of the people, by the people, for the people, to of the corporate, by the corporate, and for the corporate. Sir, the union government is implementing unproclaimed financial emergencies upon opposition-led states. They are fiscally handcuffing them for political motives. In the last sir, just a minute, sir. Sir, now I am coming to the Nari Shakti. What is the real picture of Nari Shakti? Sir, according to NCRB data, 51 women are physically or mentally being abused every hour in our country. Women were paraded nakedly in Manipur. The government was silent. We have seen what happened in Bilkis Banu case. The Honorable Supreme Court of India caught the Gujarat government's decision to grant remission to 11 convicts in the case of Banu's gang rape and murder of 7 of her family members during the 2002 Gujarat riots. Sir, I started my speech by expressing my concerns over the changing nature of secular fabric of my country. Secularism and pluralism are the soul of our country. Don't bulldoze on it, sir. Sir, why India has become a religion? Why India has not become a religious state? The only one reason for that is the secular essence of the Indian freedom movement. Sir, I am representing Kerala, which is the land of great freedom fighter and martyr Wakam Abdul Khader. He is popularly known as INA hero. He entered into the Indian freedom fight under the leadership of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He was great revolutionary and freedom fighter who got arrested along with other 3 INA soldiers on the 10th September, sir, just a minute, 10th September 1943. Those 4 brave soldiers were hanged. Madras St. George Fort was witnessed.
M. Thambi Durai. I have given you more time than you expected. Dr. M. Thambi Durai. Okay,
thank you.
half a minute. Conclude.
Sir, sir. My time, sir, you have to protect me,
sir. Kindly, yes, sir, just a fraction of a second.
Half a minute.
Just a minute.
Please conclude.
Sir, those 4 brave soldiers were hanged. Madras St. George Fort was witnessed an interesting incident just before they got hanged. Only 2 persons can be hanged at a time in Madras Central Jail. British officials had decided to hang Wakam Abdul Khader and Fauja Singh together, and Anandan Nair and Bardhan. The brave Wakam Abdul Khader demanded to the British to hang with the Anandan Nair. British officials asked why. That 26-year-old brave son of India said that I belong to a Muslim family.
Please, nothing will go on record now. Please, Dr. M. Thambi Durai. Please, Dr. M. Thambi Durai.
Thank you very much.
Nothing will go on record now. Dr. M. Thambi Durai. No, M. Thambi Durai. Please continue.
Sir, Mr. Chairman, sir, I raised to participate and put forth my views on behalf of ADMK party and Edapadi Palaniswamy of my leader on the address by the Honorable President of India to the members of Parliament on 31st January
Honorable members,
2024.
It is already 6 p.m. If the House agrees, we may take up the business till 7 p.m. today.
Okay, sir. I'm
Please continue.
Allow me, sir. As it is customary, the Honorable President highlighted the achievements of the government during the last 10 years and outlined the policy priorities of the government to make India a developed nation by 2047. The Honorable President has stated that India has emerged as the fastest growing major economy and that it maintained a growth rate over 7.5% per consecutive quarter, sir. The President also mentioned that 80 crore people are being given free ration, which is extended for 5 more years, sir. I want to mention, sir, in our Tamil Nadu, our former Chief Minister, Amma Jayalalitha, is introduced giving the free rice to all the cardholders. This is a phenomenon what we have done for the poor people. I request the central government to consider that not only 80 crores, let be given to all the people of the cardholders of this country. That has to become, I am requesting, sir.
regarding, as far as the GST, sir, generally all the members are telling about the GST. They are raising the concern about that. Our DMK people, so Siva spoke regarding that he could not get the sufficient for the government of Tamil Nadu. Sir, with the great difficulties, our former Chief Minister, Edappadi Palaniswamy, even we are facing the financial problem, he is able to get the funds from the central government and implemented that so many schemes for the farmers and everything. Sir, but this government, present DMK government, is increased the tax for the properties, tax for the diesel and everything. They could not reduce it. And also liquor also, which they are selling, they increased that. Like that, the DMK government increased all the prices, but they are blaming the central government that got the fund. And whatever, sir, now the present Chief Minister has gone to abroad to raise fund for the investment. When he could not get the fund from central government, how he is going to get the fund from foreign country, I could not understand, sir. Therefore, no, I'm telling this,
Please,
is why, sir, this
please. Honorable member, please take your seat.
Take
your seat. Continue. Take your seat.
When he was the Chief Minister, when he conducted his international investment, he raised a lot of funds. He also visited foreign countries. He has done. But I'm telling, because why I'm telling, that tax is when we are living at that time and it was reasonable, which we are not able to do, the problem will cause, sir. Second, I want to make regarding the major issue, fishermen issue. Sir, coming to the Lakshadweep is the main issue. Many times we are raising this issue in the Parliament. But the government is not able to solve this problem because the Lakshadweep is the part of our Tamil Nadu, that is India. It's because of the Lakshadweep is given to the Sri Lanka government unceremoniously in 1974, 1976, that period. Still our Tamil Nadu fishermen is suffering the lot because if we are having that Lakshadweep, our territory, this could not happen. Therefore, I request the central government to consider that, see, it is a part of the Indian territory. It is not approved by the Parliament. Any territory we have in other countries, it must be approved by the Parliament. Till now, not yet approved. Therefore, the government has to consider, see, that it has to be part. At the same time, sir, regarding fishermen, recently, many times they are arrested. Many letters are written by various times for the government of central government to help our fishermen. Recently also, many fishermen are arrested. I request the central government to see that they can be released at early. This is my other request, sir. Regarding the, and also, sir, for example, sir, the help for our President has said empowerment of women. So I am very happy that bill has passed in the Parliament because I was the law minister in 1998, when I Rajya government, I introduced the bill for this kind of reservation for the women. At least this period, that during the Modi period, what our Amma, Jayalalitha also recommended that time, that's implemented. I'm happy that. But I request them when they are going to implement that. That is more important. That issue, that spirit of the Parliament, giving empowerment, passing the bill, which, sir, I'm telling, I want to continue. So, 2 minutes, please, allow me, sir. These are the things which are requesting that has to be implemented early. And all regarding, sir, the medical colleges, now I am happy that the government has come forward, they announced more medical colleges. Same way, Tamil Nadu government also requesting medical colleges, that has to be considered. Because during Edappadi Palaniswamy period, 23 medical colleges historically established in the 4 years. But the present government, I don't know how many colleges present 3 years over, how many they have to explain to me this. But no, this I want to tell. This is that you have written that, but it is not. But our period, same farmers problem. When they're facing a problem, second regarding when Edappadi Palaniswamy in the power, he has given lot of helpful for the farmers and also card holders, all card holders, they have 2,500 rupees Bengal gift has given. But the present DMK government gave only 1,000. That also with hesitantly done. Then why they could not give 2,500 rupees, which Edappadi Palaniswamy implemented? That
Please conclude.
Sir, I'm going to finish, sir. I'm going to finish. Only I'll take 1 or 2 minutes, sir. Regarding,
No, please.
Kaveri issue, sir, Kaveri issue very
30
important.
seconds, please.
Sir, only 1 minute. I want to
No,
finish
please
that.
conclude.
Sir, Kaveri issue is a burning problem. Meghdad, that dam must not be constructed, whichever our party has demand is. Yadapadi Palaniswamy also request many times raise the issue. I request the government of central government to use their influence and their thing for the Karnataka government not to construct Meghdad. It will affect the Tamil Nadu farmers.
Sushil Kumar Modi.
Thank you very much, sir.
20 minutes, sir.
महोदय, मैं सबसे पहले देश की राष्ट्रपति और भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने स्वर्गीय कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी और श्री लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी को
कीप द पेपर अवे फ्रॉम माइक. यस.
देश के सर्वोच्च सम्मान भारत रत्न देने का ऐलान किया है. जहां एक और कर्पूरी ठाकुर सामाजिक न्याय के योद्धा हैं, वहीं दूसरी ओर अयोध्या के अंदर राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर में 22 जनवरी को प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुई और उसके 11 दिन के बाद उस राम जन्मभूमि आंदोलन के जो प्रणेता हैं, महानायक हैं, उनको भारत रत्न का सम्मान देकर देश के करोड़ों राम भक्तों का सम्मान किया है. सर, India is on the threshold of becoming economic superpower of world. 2014 में जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी देश के प्रधानमंत्री बने, उस समय भारत दुनिया की 10वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था थी और जब दूसरी बार 2019 में प्रधानमंत्री बने तो 2023 में आज भारत दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था है. महोदय, ये यात्रा इतनी आसान नहीं थी. 2014 से 2023 के बीच India's GDP grew by 85%. यानी 14 से 23 के बीच में इंडिया का जो GDP था that grew by 85%, UK का 3%, फ्रांस का 2%, रशिया का 1%, इटली का 0% और ब्राज़ील का -15%. क्योंकि इस दौरान भारत का GDP 85% ग्रो किया. इसी का परिणाम था 85% ग्रो किया. उसी का परिणाम था कि भारत 2023 में UK, फ्रांस, ब्राज़ील, कनाडा, इटली, रशिया को पीछे छोड़कर दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन चुका है. और सौती महोदय, 2024 में जब श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी तीसरी बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे तो 2027 में जर्मनी और जापान को पीछे छोड़कर दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था और भारत बन जाएगा. सती महोदय, 2027-28 में हम केवल दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था ही नहीं बनेंगे, हम $5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी यानी 413 लाख करोड़ 413 लाख करोड़ की हम इकोनॉमी बन जाएंगे. और प्रधानमंत्री का संकल्प है कि 2047 तक भारत को एक विकसित राष्ट्र के रूप में और बनाने का संकल्प आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लिया है. सती महोदय, आज भारत केवल दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी केवल अर्थव्यवस्था नहीं है, दुनिया का 4था सबसे बड़ा शेयर बाजार भी है. अमेरिका, चाइना और जापान के बाद इंडिया इज द 4th लार्जेस्ट इक्विटी मार्केट ऑफ वर्ल्ड. हम 1 साल पहले हांगकांग हमसे ऊपर था, हम 5वें नंबर पर थे. लेकिन एक साल में हांगकांग को पीछे छोड़कर आज इंडिया का जो इक्विटी मार्केट है वो दुनिया के अंदर चौथे नंबर पर है। उसी प्रकार सौती महोदय, आज भारत सबसे तेज विकास दर वाला देश है पूरे दुनिया के अंदर। अभी इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड ने वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक आउटलुक जनवरी 2024 में प्रकाशित किया है, जिसके अनुसार पूरे दुनिया की विकास दर 3.1% रहेगी, यूएस की 2.5, जर्मनी 0.5, फ्रांस 1, इटली 0.7, जापान 0.9, यूके 0.6, चाइना 4.6 और भारत 7.3% की विकास दर के साथ दुनिया के अंदर सबसे तेज गति से विकास हासिल करने वाला देश होगा। सभापति महोदय, मैं सदन को बताना चाहूँगा कि इंडिया इज़ द वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ मिल्क, largest producer of pulses, largest producer of jute, largest producer of sugar, and largest producer number of real-time digital payments. और सौती महोदय, इंडिया इज लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर, हम नंबर 2 किन चीज़ों में हैं? राइस, व्हीट, शुगर केन, ग्राउंडनट, वेजिटेबल, फ्रूट्स, कॉटन, एक्वाकल्चर, इन चीज़ों में आज भारत पूरे दुनिया के अंदर दूसरे नंबर पर है। और साथ ही साथ मोबाइल फ़ोन के उत्पादन में भी आज भारत पूरे दुनिया के अंदर सेकंड लार्जेस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ मोबाइल फोन्स इन दिस वर्ल्ड। क्रूड स्टील, कोल, अल्मोनियम, इसमें भी हम पूरे दुनिया के अंदर दूसरे नंबर पर हैं। सौती महोदय, जहाँ तक तीसरे नंबर की बात है, ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री, फार्मास्यूटिकल, पावर प्रोडक्शन, फॉरेस्ट गेन एरिया, इसमें हम पूरे दुनिया में हम तीसरे नंबर पर हैं। और चौथे नंबर पर विंड पावर कैपेसिटी, सोलर पावर कैपेसिटी और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी की इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी में भारत चौथे नंबर पर है। तो हम यूँ ही अचानक 5वें नंबर पर नहीं पहुँच गए, इसके लिए इतना मेहनत और इतना प्रयास करना पड़ा है। सभापति महोदय, बचपन में हम लोग सुनते थे गरीबी हटाओ। अब मैं 10वीं कक्षा में था, इंदिरा जी कहती थी, वो कहते हैं इंदिरा हटाओ और मैं कहती हूँ गरीबी हटाओ। लेकिन आज 50 साल से ज़्यादा हो गया, गरीबी हट नहीं पाई। लेकिन आपको मालूम है कि नीति आयोग ने जो मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी का जो आंकड़ा प्रकाशित किया है कि पिछले 10 वर्षों के अंदर 25 करोड़ लोग, 25 करोड़ गरीबी की जंजीर से मुक्त हो चुके हैं। और सौती महोदय, 13-14 में जहाँ 29.17% लोग मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी में थे, वहाँ 22-23 में घटकर 11.28% बचे। और मैं यूपी को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा, जहाँ 6 करोड़ लोग गरीबी से मुक्त हुए। मैं बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार को भी धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा, जहाँ 3.77 करोड़ लोग गरीबी से मुक्त हुए हैं। सभापति महोदय, नरेंद्र मोदी जी के पहले 5 साल में 13.5 करोड़ लोग गरीबी से बाहर निकले थे और अब 10 वर्षों में 25 करोड़ लोग, ये न्यू मिडिल क्लास, इसके अंदर ये प्रवेश कर चुके हैं। आखिर जब गरीबी से बाहर निकलेगा तो वो मिडिल क्लास में प्रवेश करता है। और सभापति महोदय, जो एवरेज रियल इनकम ऑफ पीपल हैव इंक्रीज बाई 50%, आम आदमी की जो औसत आय है उसमें 50% की वृद्धि हो चुकी है। पीपल आर लिविंग बेटर, अर्निंग बेटर, विद बेटर एक्सपेक्टेशंस फॉर द फ्यूचर। और सभापति महोदय, अगर 25 करोड़ लोग गरीबी से बाहर निकले हैं तो उसमें नरेंद्र मोदी का प्रयास है। 4.10 करोड़ गरीबों को पक्का मकान, जिस पर 6 लाख करोड़ खर्च हुए हैं। 11 करोड़ घरों में पाइप्ड वाटर सप्लाई, जिस पर 4 लाख करोड़ खर्च हुआ है। 10 करोड़ उज्ज्वला गैस कनेक्शन, जिसमें 2.5 लाख करोड़ खर्च हुए हैं, और अगर 80 करोड़ गरीबों को मुफ्त राशन अगले 5 साल तक और दिया जाना है तो 11 लाख करोड़ अतिरिक्त व्यय होगा। नरेंद्र मोदी का एक ही सूत्र है, सैचुरेशन सैचुरेशन सैचुरेशन। हर स्कीम के अंदर कोई आदमी ना बचे, हर आदमी को संतृप्त कर दो, सैचुरेट कर दो, ताकि कोई बैकवर्ड नहीं, कोई फॉरवर्ड नहीं। सभापति महोदय, मैं सदन को ये भी बताना चाहूँगा, केवल हमने गरीबी से लोगों को मुक्त नहीं किया है। इस देश के अंदर 22-23 में 1,70,000 लोग करोड़पति हैं। हमने करोड़पति की संख्या में भी इजाफा किया है। 2021-22 में जहां देश के अंदर इनकम टैक्स के ब्रैकेट में जिनकी 1 करोड़ की आय थी, आप भी शायद उसमें आएंगे, वैसे लोगों की संख्या 1 करोड़ 14 लाख थी। वो 22-23 में बढ़कर 1,14,000 थी। वो 22-23 में बढ़कर 1,70,000 हो गई। सभापति महोदय, जहाँ 10 साल पहले प्रति वर्ष 94,000 कंपनियां रजिस्टर्ड होती थी, अब ये संख्या बढ़कर 1,60,000 हो गई है। इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न जहाँ 3 करोड़ 25 लाख लोग फाइल करते थे, वो संख्या बढ़कर 8 करोड़ 25 लाख हो गई है। 2014 के पहले के 10 साल 13 करोड़ वाहनों की बिक्री हुई, जबकि पिछले 10 साल में 21 करोड़ वाहनों की बिक्री हुई। सभापति महोदय, 14-15 में 2,000 इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल बिके और 23-24 में दिसंबर तक 12 लाख इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स की बिक्री हो चुकी है। सभापति महोदय, डिजिटल गवर्नेंस में हम ग्लोबल लीडर हैं, हम पूरे विश्व के नेता हैं डिजिटल गवर्नेंस में। और आज अगर दुनिया का 46% रियल टाइम डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन अगर हो रहा है तो भारत के अंदर हो रहा है। सत्य महोदय, डिजिटल इंडिया ने लोगों की जिंदगी और व्यापार को आसान बना दिया है। दुनिया के विकसित देशों में भी इस प्रकार का डिजिटल सिस्टम नहीं है। दुनिया भर के देश डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का अध्ययन करने के लिए पूरे दुनिया से लोग भारत के अंदर आ रहे हैं। सत्य महोदय, हमने डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में आधार, यूपीआई, कोविन, एपीआई सेतु, डीजी लॉकर, आरोग्य सेतु, गवर्नमेंट ई मार्केट प्लेस, उमंग, दीक्षा, ई संजीवनी, ई हॉस्पिटल, ई ऑफिस, ई कोर्ट, पोषण ट्रैकर, आयुष्मान भारत हेल्थ अकाउंट, यानी आज डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का हमने ऐसा ढांचा खड़ा किया है पूरे देश के अंदर कि पूरे दुनिया के लिए वो एक मार्गदर्शन का काम कर रहा है। सत्य महोदय, मैं जियो कंपनी को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा, जिसने इंटरनेट और ब्रॉडबैंड को गांव-गांव तक पहुंचा दिया। जहां आज से कुछ साल पहले प्रति माह प्रति व्यक्ति 62 मेगाबाइट मोबाइल डाटा इस्तेमाल करता था, आज वहीं ये बढ़कर 18 गीगाबाइट प्रति माह मोबाइल डाटा इस्तेमाल कर रहा है। 200 GB, पहले 1 GB की कीमत थी 200 रुपये, आज 10 रुपये में और 1 GB डाटा उपलब्ध है। सत्य महोदय, वी आर ऑल्सो द सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ मोबाइल हैंडसेट्स इन द वर्ल्ड। 14-15 में जहाँ 6 करोड़ मोबाइल फ़ोन बने थे, वहाँ 21-22 में संख्या बढ़कर 32 करोड़ हो गई है। और मोबाइल फ़ोन का एक्सपोर्ट जहाँ पर 14-15 में 1566 करोड़ हमने एक्सपोर्ट किया, दैट इज इंक्रीज टू 90,000 करोड़ इन 22-23। सत्य महोदय, हमने दुनिया को एक और चीज़ दी है, डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफ़र। जनधन, आधार और मोबाइल की ट्रिनिटी 34 लाख करोड़ 300 योजनाओं के अंदर डीबीटी के माध्यम से ट्रांसफ़र हुआ है। और उसका परिणाम ये हुआ है कि 4 करोड़ फर्जी राशन कार्ड रद्द हो गया, 4 करोड़ 10 लाख LPG कनेक्शन रद्द हो गए, और कितनी बचत हुई? 2,75,000 करोड़। जो पैसा गलत हाथों में जा सकता था उसको गलत हाथों में जाने से हमने बचा लिया। सभापति महोदय, इतना ही नहीं, LED बल्ब स्कीम के कारण इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल में 20,000 करोड़ की बचत हुई है। जीवन ज्योति बीमा और सुरक्षा बीमा योजना, इसके कारण गरीबों को 16,000 करोड़ का क्लेम मिला है। जन औषधि केंद्र के कारण 28,000 करोड़ की दवा खरीद में बचत हुई है। सब्सिडाइज्ड रेशन पर 20 लाख करोड़ खर्च हो चुका है। सभापति महोदय, आयुष्मान भारत के कारण 3.5 लाख करोड़ की बचत नागरिकों को हुई है। फर्टिलाइजर अफोर्डेबल प्राइस पर लोगों को मिल सके, इसके लिए नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ने 11 लाख करोड़ रुपया और खर्च किया है। इनकम टैक्स में जो रिफॉर्म्स हुए उसके कारण टैक्स पेयर्स को 10 साल में 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपये और उनकी बचत हुई है। सभी महोदय, आए दिन हम पर आरोप लगता है कि विपक्षी दल के नेताओं को फंसाया जा रहा है, बदले की भावना से कार्रवाई हो रही है। मैं सदन को बताना चाहूँगा कि देश के 14 राजनीतिक दल, कांग्रेस, DMK, RJD, BRS, आप, NCP, शिवसेना, JMM, CPM, CPI, ये सारे दल सुप्रीम कोर्ट गए थे और उन्होंने एक PIL दाखिल किया, और PIL में ये कहा इन लोगों ने कि विपक्षी दल के लोगों को जानबूझकर तंग किया जा रहा है, परेशान किया जा रहा है। सभापति महोदय, मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट और उसके जज कौन थे, उसके अंदर जस्टिस DY चंद्रचूड़ और जस्टिस JB पारडीवाला, और चंद्रचूड़ ने क्या कहा? ऑपोजिशंस रेमेडी इज इन पॉलिटिकल स्पेस, नॉट इन कोर्ट. सुप्रीम कोर्ट while dismissing plea against alleged misuses of ED and CBI. तो जो लोग रोज आरोप लगाते कि ED और CBI का दुरुपयोग हो रहा है, तो आप तो 1 साल पहले गए थे सुप्रीम कोर्ट, क्यों सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आपके PIL को और खारिज कर दिया और कहा अल्टीमेटली द पॉलिटिशियंस आर ऑल्सो सिटीजन्स, एज सिटीजन्स दे आर एमिनेबल टू द सेम लॉज. चीफ जस्टिस ने कहा दैट पॉलिटिशियंस हैव नो राइट्स हायर देन दैट ऑफ अदर सिटीजन्स. आप उसके बाद क्यों नहीं गए? आप अलग अलग मामले को लेकर जाते. और सभापति महोदय, मैं आपको ये भी बताना चाहूँगा, सभापति महोदय, अगर TMC नेता पार्थ चटर्जी के घर पर और उनकी दोस्त अर्पिता चटर्जी के घर पर 28 करोड़ अगर नगद मिलता है, 5 किलो सोना मिलता है, तो क्या CBI ED को चुप बैठ जाना चाहिए? ज्योति प्रिया मल्लिक जो रेशन घोटाले के अभियुक्त हैं, मंत्री थे, गिरफ्तार करके जेल भेजा गया, क्या जब वो इतने गंभीर आरोप हैं तो क्या CBI ED को कोई कार्रवाई नहीं करनी चाहिए? सभापति महोदय, साहू, क्या नाम था साहू का? धीरज साहू. अगर 350 करोड़ रुपया अगर किसी MP के घर में नगद पाए जाते हैं तो क्या CBI को कार्रवाई नहीं करनी चाहिए? महाराष्ट्र में अनिल देशमुख, नवाब मलिक, और सभापति महोदय, यही लोग थे जो राफेल चिल्लाते थे, पेगासस चिल्लाते थे, चौकीदार चोर चिल्लाते थे, और अडानी के नाम पर एक पूरा लोकसभा का सत्र इन्होंने पानी में बहा दिया. जी ठीक, लेकिन आज अडानी का नाम लेना क्यों बंद कर दिया? उसके बाद एक बार भी मैंने अडानी का नाम नहीं सुना. सभापति महोदय, आज हेमंत सोरेन और वोट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस में कह रहे कि मैं चुनौती देता हूं कि कोई प्रमाणित कर दे. तो हेमंत सोरेन जी, आप तो गए थे सुप्रीम कोर्ट, आपको क्यों नहीं बेल दिया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने? क्यों सुनने से इनकार कर दिया? सत्येंद्र जैन मेडिकल ग्राउंड पर बेल पर हैं, मेडिकल ग्राउंड पर. सभापति महोदय, आखिर संजय सिंह 6 महीने से जेल में, उनको कोर्ट ने क्यों नहीं बेल दिया? अगर निर्दोष थे, जानबूझ करके फंसाया गया, तो आपको क्यों नहीं बेल मिली? मनीष सिसोदिया 1 साल से जेल में है, 1 साल हो गया। सती महोदय, इस देश की किसी कोर्ट ने मनीष सिसोदिया को और बेल नहीं दी। और सती महोदय, बिहार के अंदर लालू प्रसाद यादव जो 4 मामलों में सजा याफ्ता है, वो हमको प्रवचन दे रहे ईमानदारी का। और जो रेलवे में नौकरी के बदले जो जमीन घोटाले का मामला है, इतने पुख्ता प्रमाण हैं कि सती महोदय कि कोई इन लोगों को बचा नहीं सकता है। सती महोदय, आज देश का प्रधानमंत्री एक ऐसा व्यक्ति है जिसके पास लाइफ इंश्योरेंस की पॉलिसी नहीं है, जो सैलरी नहीं लेते हैं, अपनी सारी तनख्वाह की राशि दान कर देते हैं, उनके पर कोई कर्ज नहीं है, उनके पास कोई व्हीकल नहीं है, कोई लैंड का एसेट नहीं है, और नरेंद्र मोदी का जो बैंक बैलेंस है वो केवल 574 रुपया उनके पास बैंक बैलेंस है। तो सती महोदय,
प्लीज कंक्लूड। जी,
मेरा अगर 5 मिनट समय,
योर पार्टी हैज टू टेक अ कॉल,
अगर करके 5 मिनट। अध्यक्ष सती महोदय, अभी राम जन्मभूमि का जो अनुष्ठान हुआ है, इस दुनिया में कोई ऐसा नेता जो 11 दिन तक नारियल का पानी पीकर रह सके, जो कंबल बिछाकर देश का प्रधानमंत्री जमीन पर सोता है, 11 दिन का अनुष्ठान करता है, अपने सारे कर्तव्यों का निर्वहन करते हुए, ये काम कोई ऋषि तुल्य योगी ही कर सकता है, दूसरा कोई नहीं कर सकता। इसलिए सती महोदय, मैं केवल इतना ही कहूँगा कि 1989 से 2014 तक इस देश में किसी दल को बहुमत नहीं मिला। अल्पमत की सरकार, मिलीजुली सरकार, ब्लैकमेल, सौदेबाजी, खरीद फरोख्त, कमजोर सरकारें, समर्थन वापसी का दौर। क्या देश फिर इसी प्रकार की सरकार चाहता है? अटल जी की सरकार 13 दिन चली, 1 वोट से हार गई। चौधरी चरण सिंह को 23 दिन में इस्तीफा देना पड़ा, संसद का मुंह तक नहीं देख पाए। चंद्रशेखर जी 7 माह केवल प्रधानमंत्री रहे। वीपी सिंह 11 महीना, एचडी देवगौड़ा 11 महीना, इंद्र कुमार गुजराल 13 महीना, अटल जी 1998 में केवल 13 महीना रहे। क्या यह देश फिर इसी प्रकार की कमजोर सरकार चाहेगा? देखना कोई इस प्रकार की मिलीजुली सरकार, अब देश फिर देवगौड़ा और गुजराल के दौर में लौट के नहीं जाना चाहता है। अंत में सौती महोदय, अमेरिका की एक कंसल्टेंट कंपनी है मॉर्निंग कंसल्ट, उसे दिसंबर 2023 में सर्वे किया है, जिसे बताया कि विश्व के सबसे लोकप्रिय राजनेता कौन है, तो उनका नाम नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी है। महोदय, अंत में नरेंद्र मोदी कहते हैं, जो रुक जाता है उसका भाग्य भी रुक जाता है, लेकिन जो चलता रहता है उसी का भाग्य आगे बढ़ता है, बुलंदियों को छूता है। और इसलिए चलते रहो, चलते रहो, चरैवेति चरैवेति चरैवेति। और अंत में सौती महोदय, ये अमृत काल का आह्वान है। मुक्त मातृभूमि को नवीन मान चाहिए, नवीन पर्व के लिए नवीन प्राण चाहिए। मुक्त गीत हो रहा, नवीन राग चाहिए, नवीन पर्व के लिए नवीन प्राण चाहिए। और सौती महोदय, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि 2024 में नरेंद्र मोदी फिर से एक बार, तीसरी बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे और 2047 तक भारत को विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने का संकल्प।
डॉक्टर Ami Yaznik, the time is 2 minutes. I make it 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Chairman, for giving me this opportunity to speak on the motion of thanks of the Honorable President. Sir, the address showed that as if nothing had happened before 2014. The earlier governments, post-1947, starting from Jawaharlal Nehru's vision of putting the foundation strongly with his vision, and thereafter the progressive laws per decade, the 5-year plans, and the vision of Rajiv Gandhi ji to usher in the computer age much before it was required here, all this has added to what the present address said about the economy that happened in 2014 to the present time. Sir, Nari Shakti was the highlight, but I was disappointed that the Honorable President did not talk about the reality on the ground. A young girl is running away from a rapist on a public road, and she's wanting a piece of cloth to wrap around her. But it speaks volumes that she does not have that piece of cloth. It speaks about the police system, the public space, the societal mindset, and the laws which cannot protect her. So despite this Nari Shakti, I am very happy that women are empowered today. But what about those young girls, small children in the remand homes? They're shivering when they look at the rector. Where are those laws that are protecting them? 51 FIRs every day, the NCRB record shows. So when there is no protection, no safety for women, how can we talk about a progressive country? How can we say that, well, we are the fifth economy? Yes, with 80 crores of people being given food, free rations, we are a larger economy. But what about that free ration food? Are you giving nutritious food? What about the anemia? What about the malnutrition? What about the malnourishment? What about the wasting of children? What about the children not getting enough food? And what about female mortality, child mortality? This was not addressed by the Honorable President in her address. But coming to the main thing, a developed country or a country can call itself developed, an economy can be called advanced economy only if your children are educated. There was no mention of rural infrastructure for education. The dropout rate, if you see, sir, it is embarrassing. The children are not getting enough time, enough opportunity, and enough infrastructure to go to school. This dropout rate is so high that we talk about education, we talk about digital India, but what about the basic infrastructure that is required? Healthcare facilities, we have not talked about the absence of healthcare facilities in rural areas. All this was absent in the Honorable President's address, and the most important was mention of new laws. Sir, there was no mention of the backlog of more than 5 crores of cases. People of this country want justice. The preamble of the Constitution talks of justice. And if that justice is not accessed, then what is the use of going to a system where you cannot get justice, but you get languished in jails, you wait for your matters. A child from 4 years becomes a major, and his custody matter goes on and on and on in the court infrastructure, the court system. So this is where I think the new laws, I think we should have, the President's address should have addressed what is going to happen to the physical infrastructure, the judicial infrastructure, the justice system, where the people of this country are waiting for justice. And the last point, sir, we talk about digital India. And the President's address talked about digital India and several schemes, renamed, new named, and all kinds of schemes. But where are the systems that would deal with cyber frauds? Young children who are looking at online lessons, taking online school lessons, get pop-up messages of pornography. Where is that cyber security? What kind of a generation are we giving in the next century, in the next decade, or the decade thereafter? Continuously praising one particular kind of a governance model, which is not speaking of a robust governance model, not speaking of strong institutions which are already placed by earlier governments. I think this address lacked in some of these basic and very important factors which should have been brought out to show that where is this economy, where is this democracy heading towards. The institutions have been weakened. The younger generation is waiting listlessly for employment. There are no openings, and not to mention about people who have gone away to far countries, these high net worth individuals who have gone away abroad and have settled elsewhere. And we are talking about the wealth drain and the brain drain, but none of these issues were there in the Honorable President's address. Sir, one last point, sir. When we talk about our younger generation, sir, should not there be a job satisfaction or a job creation in the country itself? Why should these youngsters be going to far countries? And why should not we keep some kind of a system that we retain our young brains, we retain our young doctors, we retain our young engineers and computer scientists within the country, and create a robust mechanism so that the democracy can be said to be a robust democracy, and we can then boast of an economy which is somewhere in the hierarchy. Thank you, sir.
Srimati Sulata Dev, 5 minutes.
जय जगन्नाथ। धन्यवाद दूंगी चेयरमैन सर आपको मुझे मेरे मदर टंग उड़िया में बोलने का सुযোগ देने के लिए। महामहिम राष्ट्रपतिंकर एई नुआ सदन रे प्रथम अभिभाषण रे धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव मते सुजोग देथिबारु मु कृतज्ञता ज्ञापन करुछि। महामहिम राष्ट्रपति ओडिशार झियो मु गर्व अनुभव करे जेतबळे सी पंडित उत्कलमणि पंडित गोपबंधु दास हुंतु किंबा कुंतला कुमारी सावंतकर पंक्तिरु तांकर भाषण मध्य आरंभ करती। मु गोटे कथारु मोर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव आरंभ करी एवं मु मोर पार्टी विजु जनता दल एवं मोर माननीय मुख्यमंत्री तरफ मु धन्यवाद देवी कृतज्ञता जनइबी माननीय महामहिम राष्ट्रपति की तांको अभिभाषण पई। मु गोटे पंक्तिरु कहबी जे कहूथिले आमर संत कवि भीम भईंकर प्राणिक आरत दुख अप्रमित देखु देखु केबा सहु मो जीवन पछे नरके पड़ी थाउ जगत उद्धार हेउ। आमे जे कहीं मु एक कहली एटार सबू जिनिस गोटे गोटे मनीष ह्यूमन बीइंग्स तार केते नीड अच्छी केमिति अच्छी ताको आमे केमिति नर्चर करबा तापर मध्य से लिखिथिले जदिओ से दृष्टिहीन थिले तापर मध्य से बुझी पारुथिले लोक मानकर दुख। मु कहबी एथि पई जे हेल्थ कथा कहबी सबू जिनस टच कर मो पाखे कम समय थी मु चुंबक रे कहबी हेल्थ कथा कहबी आ ए पंक्ति कहीकि मु नवीन पट्टनायक संगे उक्ति की जोड़िया चेष्टा करी जे सबु बेले कहिसंदे प्रत्येकटी जीवन मो पई मूल्यवान। हेल्थ क्षेत्र में जितेबाला महामहिम राष्ट्रपति महोदय हेल्थ को ये करुँच सराहना कर मु कहबी जे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नवीन पट्टनायक सेतबेले भारत वर्षर समस्त दृष्टि आकर्षण करते जितेबाला कोविड रे 17टी राज्य को निश्वास देकी लोकंकर जीवन बंचैथिले। ये होची ओडिशार माननीय मुख्यमंत्री काम। मु पुणी कहबी आज जितेबाला बीएसकेवाई नवीन कार्ड विजु स्वास्थ्य कल्याण नवीन कार्ड रे समस्त स्वास्थ्य सेवा किभली भाव में सुरक्षित हे तापई से प्रतिबद्धकता करछंती। एबे मध्य जदि देखिबे प्रत्येक सीएससी रे 3 दिन है आमर नुआ करके समस्त को डायलिसिस सेवा मिलूची। मु एबे एथिपाई कहबी जे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नवीन पट्टनायक कहीं कहते प्रत्येक जीवन मूल्यवान से केवल 4.5 कोटी ओडिया कहना तांकर हृदय रे समस्त जगह अच्छी। एथिपाई कहबी जेतबेले आमे समस्त देखीचे बाहानगर रेल दुर्घटना रेल ट्राजेडी जेतबेले बाहानगर रेल दुर्घटना है सेतबेले माननीय मुख्यमंत्री तुरंत उठिकिना जाई सांगे सांगे से गोटे टीम करी पाखापाखी 90टी आंबुलांस को राति रे ग्रीन पैसेज देकिना सांगे सांगे बाहानगर पठेइथिले एवं शह शह आहत एवं मृतक को रेस्क्यू करके आनिथिले काहाकू छाड़ी नथिले केबे भी भाबी नथिले एटा कहार रेलवे डिपार्टमेंट की केंद्र सरकार कर निजे कहिथिले प्रत्येकटी जीवन मूल्यवान। ये होची माननीय मुख्यमंत्री मो दलर जे नेतांकर हेल्थ। मु पुणी आसीबी हेल्थ पर जदि देखिबा आमे महामहिम राष्ट्रपति अयोध्या राम मंदिर कथा कहते मु खुशी आमे समस्त खुशी आमे रामकर राम मंदिर प्रतिष्ठा हबार खुशी किंतु 17 तारीख 22 तारीख दिन राम मंदिर प्रतिष्ठा है 17 तारीख दिन पुरी जगन्नाथ मंदिर परिक्रमा प्रकल्पर शुभ उद्घाटन होता आते सुंदर भाव भव्य परिक्रमा प्रकल्पर निर्माण करा देखिले खुशी लगे एवं लक्षाधिक भक्त सेठिक आसुचंती। आउ 27 तारीख दिन समलेश्वरी पाखे समलेश्वरी मंदिर शुभ उद्घाटन है। समलेश्वरी हो जगन्नाथ मंदिर हो तारातारिणी हो तांको हृदय रे समस्त ये अच्छी कहीं आमर नवीन ओडिशा रे एभली प्रकार विधि व्यवस्था करा जायछि जे प्रत्येक पंचायत को समस्त से मंदिर हो मस्जिद हो गिरजा हो किंबा आपणकर गुरुद्वारा हो समस्त 50 लाख व्यवस्था करा जायछि समस्त को भली भाव में डेवलपमेंट हो पारिबो। ये होउछि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री काम। मु पुणी कहबी जे बैंक कथा कहते सबुआडे केमती बैंक कनेक्टिविटी कथा जदियो मु जानी प्रधानमंत्री जहाँ विजन रही जे समस्त सबुआडे कैशलेस हो किंतु एबे मध्य कोठी ना कोठी ओडिशा रे अनेक पंचायत बैंक रु वंचित अच्छी। मु अनुरोध करी सब जगह बैंक हो किंतु तापर मध्य सर केते समय अच्छी मोर
17 seconds
मत सार गोटे मिनिट देवे तापर मु कहबी जे आमर बैंक मो बैंक जरिया सब कम हो मो बैंक 2000 कोटी टंका खर्च होती तेणु 2000 कोटी खर्च करके प्रति पंचायत रोची सर काइंडली 1 मिनिट सर आउ गोटे कथा मु कहबी आमे समस्ते मु धन्यवाद देवी कृतज्ञता जनईबी कहूथिले सुशील मोदी जे कर्पूरी ठाकुर कथा कहूथिले लालकृष्ण आडवाणी की भारत रत्न कथा कहूथिले आमे जेतेबेले भारत रत्न कथा आमे खुशी से दिया जाऊ आम खुशी किंतु मुझे गोटे कथा कहबी जे जो जदि आज आम 370 उच्छेद करुचे काश्मीर पे जदि आम स्वाधीन बांग्लादेश पाइचे ताहले केवल गोटे मात्र लोक कहीं डिनाय करें सी होती विजु पट्टनायक मु निश्चित भाव में अनुरोध करी जदि आम कर्पूरी ठाकुर को दौचु जदि लालकृष्ण आडवाणी की दौचु ताहले निश्चित भाव में स्वर्गत विजु पट्टनायक जी स्वाधीनता संग्रामी जी सुदक्ष पायलट ओडिशार स्वाभिमान ओडिशार अभिमान ओडिशार गर्व ओडियांकर गौरव विजु पट्टनायक को भारत रत्न दिंतु महामहिम राष्ट्रपति पाखे मोर प्रार्थना मोर अनुरोध जे से निश्चित भाव में प्रथम नागरिक हिसाब से स्वाधीन भारत से रेकमेंडेशन करंतु सरकार को जे विजु पट्टनायक को भारत रत्न दिया हो एवं मु निश्चित भाव में पुणी थे कहबी जे महामहिम राष्ट्रपति अभिभाषण को हृदय मु समर्थन करुच्ची जय जगन्नाथ वंदे उत्कल जननी
श्री वाइको Honorable members, Dr. Keshav Rao waited for his turn. Honorable members, mark my words, Dr. Keshav Rao waited for his turn, made a request he will avail the opportunity tomorrow and then left. Those of the members who are not present normally forfeit their right to participate in the debate. And I'm sure this is a healthy practice. We in this house have to wait for our turn, and we are here not only to address the house, but also listen to other members. That being so, those who have not been able to avail the opportunity, it will be difficult to make that opportunity available to them for this particular work. Shrimati S. Fagnon Koynak, 10 minutes. 10 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, sir. I express my gratitude for this opportunity to participate in the motion of thanks on the President's address. Her address has clearly outlined the trajectory of Bharat's Amrit Kal, and the government under her has identified the 4 pillars for Viksit Bharat: youth power, women power, farmers, and the poor. Chairman, sir, in the last decade, our country has seen unprecedented growth, progress, and development. It has been a decade of transformational change in which the motto of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas has been the guiding light of the government. In the endeavor to take Bharat truly forward, Prime Minister Modi has made women empowerment his priority, which is reflected on the ground today. Since day one of assuming office, Prime Minister Modi has made women the focal point of his development. In charting New India's growth story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has emphasized that India is transitioning from women's development to women-led development. In this grand vision, women are being reimagined as architects of India's progress and development, rather than being passive recipients of the fruits of development. Schemes are not narebaze, but have made an impact. PM's Ujjwala Yojana, 10 crore beneficiaries, 10 crore women are involved in self-help groups, 8 lakh crore in bank loans, and 40,000 crore in financial assistance has been provided to self-help groups. There are plans for 2 crore Lakpati Didis and Namo Drone Didi, 15,000. Imagine what it does to the confidence of a lady when she handles a drone and is considered to be the most tech-savvy lady in the village. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, which has led to improved sex ratio of 1,020 females for every 1,000 male, NFHS 5. And maternity leave for working women has been increased from 12 to 26 weeks. At no point in independent India has women been given so much recognition, and her contribution for nation building elicited as much as now. Our Republic Day celebrations this year show Nari Shakti in all its glory and honor. What could be more better personification of Nari Shakti than our very own Honorable Rashtrapati Srimati Draupadi Murmuji, the Supreme Commander of our armed forces, leading a nation of 140 crore people. Honorable President has also praised the passage of Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam after a 30-year wait. In her words, my government has enlarged the role of daughters everywhere, in water, land, sky, and space. Chairman, sir, the Modi government continues to push forward its inclusive developmental agenda with women at the forefront. The government has come up with many welfare programs and schemes to facilitate the further empowerment of Nari Shakti. In her speech, our President has clearly mentioned the importance of Bharat's youth and the initiatives taken by the government. Youth constitute the most dynamic and important segment of our population. Our country is one of the youngest countries in the world with a median age of 28.5. More than 50% of our country's population is below the rank of 25, which bodes well for our future. It is indeed heartening to note that since assuming office, Honorable Prime Minister Modi has accorded top priority to Amrit Peti. Let us not forget that our Yuva are one of the 4 pillars of Viksit Bharat as envisioned by Prime Minister Modi. The new national education policy, which is aimed at promoting fairness in educational opportunities for all students, focuses on mother tongue and other Indian languages. It also promotes vocational education and offers a comprehensive and interdisciplinary education with modern future-oriented objectives. 14,000 Sri Vidyalayas are being planned, 6,000 are operational, further improving access to education. Dropout rates among SCs, STs, and OBCs, particularly among girl students, have declined. 16 new AIIMS, 315 new medical colleges have been established, and 1,500 new nursing colleges approved. In the 10 years of Modi government, Bharat has seen a major cultural shift in the sporting landscape. What Prime Minister Modi has done is provide an outlet for our youth to realize their untapped potential. Sports can be a great unifier, and under his leadership, the country has seen a surge in our youth wholly embracing the sporting culture with open arms. In the process, many barriers have been broken and a new national consciousness has been evolved. National unity is rapidly being established through sports. It is difficult to imagine how for a country of 1.4 billion people, producing world-class athletes and sportspersons was almost an impossible task, cricket aside. For too long, a fringe participant in international sporting events. Winning even a medal was considered to be quite the achievement. In the 2013-14 budget, the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports was allocated rupees 1,219 crore. Contrast that to the Viksit Bharat budget this year, which has allocated rupees 3,442.32 crore to the same. There is a sea of difference in the way things are now done under the government. Our country's impressive performance of late in international sporting events can be attributed to a lot of things initiated by the Modi government. So far, 5 editions of Khelo India School and Youth Games, 3 editions of Khelo India University Games, 3 editions of Khelo India Winter Games, and 1 edition of Khelo India Para Games has been hosted. Upcoming annual Khelo India Games are 4th edition of Khelo India University Games in Assam this month, and Khelo India Winter Games in Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. A total of 308 new sports infrastructure has been approved in 32 states and union territories. 1,072 Khelo India centers have been notified across the country, and there are 32 Khelo India state centers of excellence across 31 states and union territories. The country's first national sports university is operational in Manipur, currently functioning from a temporary campus at Khuman Lampak Sports Complex. This inclusive development of the government for all has been reaffirmed by our President, Srimati Draupadi Murmuji, as she highlighted the several initiatives aimed at creating fair opportunities for all sections of society. For the first time, government has extended reservation benefits to economically weaker sections within the general category, recognizing the needs of disadvantaged groups. A 27% reservation quota for OBCs has been introduced in central government-funded medical colleges. which will improve access to medical health care education. The National Commission for Backward Classes has been conferred constitutional status, which will further strengthen its role. Panchtirth, 5 places associated with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, is developed as national pilgrimage sites, and 10 museums dedicated to tribal freedom fighters are being established across the country. For the first time in independent India, the contributions of tribals are being recognized, beginning with notifying 15th November, the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda, as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. 740 Eklavya model schools, which is a 400% increase in the number of schools being sanctioned since 2014. The budget for tribal development has increased to 1,20,000 crore from 24,000 crore in 2014. Prime Minister's Janman Yojana has been launched with an outlay of 24,000 crore for vulnerable tribal groups to screen sickle cell anemia, and 1,40 lakh persons have been screened till now. With an approved outlay of 6,600 crore, PM Divine Scheme is funding infrastructure and livelihood for youth and women in the Northeast. With significant reduction in the incidence of separatism, Northeast India is now truly experiencing growth and development. A 10,000 crore Northeast Venture Fund, the first and only dedicated venture fund for the region, has been set up to promote growth of business, ventures, and skill development in the Northeast. One of the most significant developments in the Northeast region has been the improvement of connectivity. The completion of long-pending infrastructure projects like the Bogibeel Bridge and the Dola Sadia Bridge over the Brahmaputra, the ongoing construction of the world's tallest Girdar rail bridge on the Imphal-Jiribam line, the record length of roads constructed, and the resurgence of waterways transport have all boosted economic and business potential in the region, making it a testimony of revolutionary connectivity that was long aspired by the people. Additionally, several new airports have been constructed in the region. A total of 8 airports have been added to the region in the last 9 years, taking the total number of airports to 17. The improvement of connectivity has also helped in providing quality healthcare services to the remotest part of the region. Policy initiatives and healthcare schemes have brought about a significant change in the healthcare scenario of the region. The government's commitment to the Northeast region has been lauded by people from all corners of the region. I thank Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmuji, for moving ahead inclusively with the guarantee of fulfilling the dreams of 140 crore countrymen. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
You have taken exactly your time, 10 minutes, not a second more. Dr. L. Hanumanthaya.
Thank you, Chairman, sir.
Sir, the time left is 2 minutes, but I'll make it 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Honorable President of India has spoken on many issues, but my concentration is on the social justice and equal status for workers. Sir, in the last 9 years, Manrega workers have been paid less than minimum wage. Workers accept these meager earnings due to unemployment fears. Sir, if 100 people got the work, only 23 scheduled caste